Sanborn sings our national anthem. That's Katie Sanborn, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Katie. Right, and finally, for those two words we've all been waiting to hear, would you please welcome all the way from Tampa, Florida, 7-year-old Tate and 11-year-old Jackson. Take it away, boys.
For the first time since June 17th, the Falmouth Commodores are at McKeon Park, and it's a must-win game if they want to stay in this playoff race. And it won't come easy as the Doors take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who are just 1 point behind Katuitt from being atop of the Western Division. Hello and welcome everyone, alongside Logan Sophorenko. I'm Trey Redfield. Carter Bainbridge is on the field tonight. Logan, this one is massive for Falmouth. If it loses and if Wareham wins tonight at Harwich, it's going to be a big hole to climb out of.
And that big hole is 6 points in the Western Division for 4th place, because in this year's playoff format, which is the usual playoff format, the top 4 teams in the Western Division make the playoffs. We are in game number 29, still looking for those playoff races. A lot of baseball left, but going into tomorrow, taking on the Bourne Braves, trailing Wareham 6 points, especially against a really hot Bourne team, is not an easy task. And an even harder task is playing these Hyannis Harbor Hawks, who, as you mentioned, just 1 point behind Katuitt in first place.
And speaking of those Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they are sending Zach Volker to the mound, the right-handed pitcher out of Long Beach State, who did not pitch at San Joaquin Community College in 2020 or 21 because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This season, he has 14 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 9 hits, just 1 earned run with 11 strikeouts. And Logan, he's making his first start tonight with Hyannis.
Well, isn't that the theme of all these relief pitchers we've seen on Cape Cod this summer? Especially 2 weeks ago when the Falmouth Commodores put Chase Jeter on the mound, who realistically was a starter in his school season, but not really with the Doors, and he made his first start. And that's the thing of summer ball. You see new rules all the time, and sometimes when pitchers have been dealing, you got to put more guys out there, because we talked about it in opening the door. Last time the Harbor Hawks and the Doors squared off, the Magdiel Cota was absolutely electric. So the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they walk a lot and they steal a lot of bases, but their pitchers have been very fine this season.
This is a lineup that Volker will be facing tonight. A little bit different for Falmouth, but not too much at the top. It's Alex Mooney leading off yet again. He's at shortstop. Colby Halter hitting right behind him. Andrew Pinckney is hitting third tonight. I was guessing this lineup with Logan, and that's what stumped me, was the 3 spot. Jacob Walsh hitting cleanup tonight. Josiah Cromwick is hitting 5th. He's behind the plate. Drew Brutcher, after a 2-run home run last night, is back in right field yet again, and he's hitting 6th for the Doors. Corey Collins is the designated hitter, hitting 7th. Anthony McKenzie over at third base. And one switch hitter after another, it's Luke Boyers rounding out the Falmouth order. He's playing left field tonight, coming out of TCU. It's a beautiful night here at McKeon Park here in Hyannis, as Falmouth is donning its black jerseys for the 2nd straight game. Yes, the Commodores wore black at home last night. We saw that last year when the Commodores were trying to start some sort of winning streak. Last year was successful. Yesterday, not really the case in a 7-2 loss against the Brewster Whitecaps. So black jerseys, maroon letters and numbers, gray pants, maroon socks, and donning the black helmets and hats. Hyannis tonight in the white jerseys and pants with pinstripes, orange lettering and numbers, along with blue socks and blue hats. So Mooney stepping into the right-handed batter's box, taking on the right-hander Volker. Working from the windup, his first pitch. Curveball finds the outer half for strike one, starting right on time tonight. First pitch at 6 o'clock, 80 degrees. Here on a mostly sunny afternoon here in McKeon Park. A couple of clouds, rain clouds that is, dawning to our left side, staying west of us. The 0-1 is a swing and a bouncer to the left side. Mitch Jebb has it, long throw over to first, and he beats Mooney by 3 steps for the first out. So just 2 pitches, 1 gone already in this top half of the first inning, as we bring you the Hyannis infield and outfield. Behind the plate is Pancho Ruiz. Over at first base is Philip Matulia. We thought it was going to be Nolan Shanuel, but Shanuel was a late scratch in the Hyannis lineup. Riku Nishida, always a fan favorite here in Hyannis, playing second base. Mitch Jebb, who just got that 5-3 foot put out, is over at third. Don Patelli is at shortstop. In the outfield, moving from left to right, is Christian Moore, Cole McConnell, and Rocco Pepe. So now it's Colby Halter coming up to the plate. His first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one, going after a fastball.
Well, Colby Halter, the last time he was at this ballpark, hit the first Falmouth Commodores home run of the 2022 season. The Doors did that in back-to-back fashion. It went Halter, and then it went Braden Taylor.
Colby has 5 home runs this season, hitting .333 second on Cape Cod. As he swings at the second pitch, roped out to left field. Moore is going back, and it goes over his head, and it bounces off the wall. Halter rounding first, going for second, and that's how you start off a game. Colby Halter, in his first at-bat, has himself a double with 1 gone in this top of the first inning. Still no score between Falmouth and Hyannis.
Well, a lot of his home runs this season were to right field as he pulled it as a lefty batter. Very encouraging to see him shoot one the other way in the left center gap. Runner in scoring position with 1 out as Pinckney steps into the batter's box.
The umpires tonight, it's Jeffrey Kinney behind the plate. John Patula is over at first base, and Mickey Garcia is on the third base side. So here's Andrew Pinckney, right-handed batter out of Alabama who improved throughout the season, leading the Tide in doubles, runs, along with slugging. Starts his first at-bat looking at strike one, a fastball on the outer half. Pinckney in center field tonight. Last time we were here, June 17th, he had a forgettable error. Ball got by him, led to Hyannis getting the tying run, and then winning on a walk-off wild pitch in the bottom of the ninth. 0-1. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike two. Volker took some velocity off that one and then some. Pinckney in a big hole. Down 0-2 on the right-handed pitcher out of Long Beach State, who went 4-4 this season with a 6.05 ERA with the Dirtbags. Halter leads off second base. Nishida hanging out over there, leading a wide open hole on the right side of the infield. 0-2. Swinging a ball nubbed into right center field. Nishida going back, using his speed, going into shallow right center field to make the grab for the second out in the top of the first. Falmouth with nothing, Hyannis with nothing.
He was also battling that sun out there as well, as the sun is towards the third base dugout, shining on the entire field, and that's where the sun will indeed set, on the hill right behind the third base side.
So here's Jacob Walsh, the cleanup hitter out of Oregon, who hit .295 this season with the Ducks. Steps into the left-handed batter's box. So a righty on lefty duel with Halter on second, 2 gone in this top half of the first inning here in McKeon Park. First pitch from Volker. Fastball tipped into the glove of Ruiz. It's 0-1. Walsh, for the third straight game, is showing off the socks. I asked him, what's the deal with the changeup? He told me, you know, I got a hit against a lefty the first time I was wearing them, so I chose to go with it today. And I got myself a hit tonight as well. So we'll find out if Jacob does the same thing here tonight. 0-1. Fastball in the outer half, strike two.
Some things just work sometimes. Drew Brutcher went with low pants. First at bat, 2-run Johnson over the right field wall.
That came last night, actually. It was a 7-2 loss against the Brewster Whitecaps. The dimensions here in McKeon Park, it's 324 to left field, 379 to center field, so pretty short, but not as short as Red Wilson Field, which is 352, and then 358 to right. Halter on second, 0-2. Walsh swings at that one, going out to center field. McConnell is under it. Not having to move too much, he makes the grab to close out the top of the first inning. So the Commodores put one on base. Colby Halter getting a double but he's stranded out there. No runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 man left on base. As Drew Summers will take the hill for the Commodores in the bottom of the first inning when we come back. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Yeah, bud. Go Yanks.
Drew Rasmussen and Connor Crawford. What a matchup.
Oh yeah, what's up, boys? How are you? Take a seat. Take a seat. Come on. Come hang. Boudreaux, you were around. Did you need it?
It's very intimate. Right here.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna. All right. Yeah, I'll allow it. Joe's gonna be hanging out here all night. Where do you find yourself here? Where do you normally find yourself when you're here in Hyannis?
Being on the field?
Yeah, like where do you hang out?
So to me, it's all about how the light hits the field.
Right.
So the best spot to be is to be on that side.
Not too shabby. This is Sunset.
No, it's coming from the field right here. So
Yeah.
That's like pitcher leads strong, batter really follows through.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's a lot of fields like that. YD is awful. Probably the worst. That sun right into the sky.
Yeah. We only have to go there once,
Yeah.
which sucks because I wish I had more trips to Fire Stone. Yeah.
Right field's a hard position to play in that way than any other stadium.
Are we going there?
They just said that. What's up?
You want to play a game right now?
No.
Yeah.
We did a doubleheader. The doubleheader. All right. Appreciate you, Joe. Have a good game. All right, you ready? Now it's in the bottom of the first inning here at McKeon Park, where it's no score between the Commodores and Harbor Hawks. It's Drew Summers that takes the mound for Falmouth. He has 12 innings pitched this season, giving up just 7 hits, no earned runs, walking just 2, and striking out 16. He's 1-0 on the season, and he's making his 3rd start. It begins with Mitch Jebb, the 3rd baseman out of Michigan State, who is 3rd team All Big Ten this season, with a team-leading .356 batting average and a .959 OPS. Lefty on lefty matchup. Summers working from the stretch. Kicks and fires his first pitch. Slider swing to the left side, foul and out of play. It's 0-1 on Jebb, who leads his Harbor Hawks team in runs scored with 21. Behind him is Mike Sirota. He's the designated hitter. Hitting 3rd is Cole McConnell. Hitting cleanup is Christian Moore. Batting 5th is Don Patelli. Rocco Pepe hitting 6th, Pancho Ruiz hitting 7th, Philip Matulia hitting 8th, and rounding out the order is Riku Nishida. 0-1. Fouled off himself. Jebb bouncing it off his left ankle. It's now 0-2.
Well, Jebb picking up where he left off, hitting .298 with the Harbor Hawks this summer. He swiped 15 bags.
Now
He's insane on the bases.
That's 2nd in the Cape Cod Baseball League, 1 behind Nishida with 16. So 0-2 the count on Jebb, the former Katuitt Kettleer. 0-2 is the count with no one gone in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis. Summers deals. Swinging a pop up to the left side, tailing more than I thought it would. Going foul and bouncing off a light post. So we'll do the 0-2 again.
Wind blowing out towards right center field a little bit as we are looking at that flag out there right by the McKeon Park scoreboard.
Yep, wind going about 8 miles an hour today. There's a giant rain cloud staring at us right at the face, but it's tailing to the left of us here in Barnstable County. 0-2 the count on Jebb. Summers kicks and fires. Fastball misses just a bit low and outside. It's now 1-2 on the 3rd baseman. Last time we were here was June 17th. It's been a while, almost a full calendar month since Hyannis took down Falmouth 4-3 on a walk-off wild pitch. Summers comes set, has his sign from Cromwell. Kicks and fires. Swinging a foul tip. Do it again. Something about Jeb Logan is that he will not go down without a fight. He's a true leadoff hitter. He shows it with his speed and he shows it with his contact and being able to keep himself in the box.
Well, you got to give credit to the Falmouth pitchers. In the last matchup we saw, where Mitch Jeb led off, he went 1 for 5. That was when Chase Jeter was on the mound, so he'll work the count pretty late, but it went in favor of Falmouth. Summers looking to continue that trend.
So Jeb battling another lefty in Summers. The 1-2. Slider misses low. Did he go around? No, he did not, says Mickey Garcia. It's now 2-2 on Jeb. This season with the Harbor Hawks, he's hitting .298. That's 8th on Cape Cod. As Logan's plate that had a pizza on it blows away. Wasn't able to snag it, but someone will pick it up. We'll pick it up by the end of the inning. We promise we're not winners. Jeb with no home runs and 10 RBIs this season as well. The 2-2. Fastball swinging a bouncer over at shortstop. Mooney has it on a hop, throws it over to first, and he beats Jeb by just a step to get the first out in the bottom half of the first inning.
The designated hitter from Northeastern.
So we take a trip around the Falmouth infield and outfield. Behind the plate is Josiah Cromwick, Jacob Walsh over at first base. Colby Halter is playing second base tonight, which makes you think who's over at third net. It's actually Anthony McKenzie out of Sam Houston State. Alex Mooney, who just got that put out, is over at shortstop where he's been for most of, if not the entire season. In the outfield from left to right, Luke Boyers, Andrew Pinckney, and Drew Brutcher. So here's Mike Sirota, who's just 1 for 6 on his Young Cape League season. Lefty on righty matchup as Summers deals the first pitch. Fastball and a swing and a line shot to the right side. That's going to get down for a base hit. Brutcher picks it up, moving to his left. Sirota rounding first and going for second, where he dives in safely. Alex Mooney applied the tag on him, but Sirota beat him by a second or two. And just like what we had in the top of the first inning, the man in the 2 spot gets a double. This time it's Sirota with 1 gone in this bottom half of the first inning. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis.
We've seen this a couple of times this season with Brutcher out there in right field, gunning down the runner who is thinking extra bases. But like you said, back-to-back innings with the number 2 man getting in scoring position via way of the double.
So Falmouth could not grab a run in the top half. Let's find out if Hyannis can do it in the bottom half. It's Cole McConnell at the plate. First pitch to him. Fastball, strike 1 on the outer half. McConnell is a center fielder out of Louisiana Tech where he hit .336 this season with the Bulldogs. He's considered by Eric Beattie one of, if not the best center fielder he has ever coached in his entire coaching career. A ton of praise for knowing a guy just a month and a half at least. 0-1. Fastball swinging a bouncer on the left side, and it bounces off Sirota. He is out. McConnell still goes over to first base, but that's a lucky break for the Commodores. They get the lead runner just because the ball doinked off the guy.
And especially when he could have been just 90 feet away in scoring position. Fantastic break for the Falmouth Commodores, but now 2 outs. You got the cleanup hitter in Christian Moore up.
Christian Moore, the left fielder out of Tennessee. Rising sophomore who hit .305 this season with 10 home runs and 36 RBIs just as a freshman on one of the best teams in the country. Volunteers got upset in the Knoxville Super Regional to Notre Dame. First pitch to the right-handed hitter. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. So McConnell is still on first base. Sirota's the one that got out because that ball bounced off of him on the left side. Mooney was ready to field it, but Sirota blocked it. So 0-1 on Moore, who's hitting .175 this season on Cape Cod with 4 RBIs. McConnell leads on first, Summers staring at him. Runner goes, ball 1, throw down the second is in time, they got him! Cole McConnell tries to steal, and Josiah Cromwick says, not so fast. Let's go to the top of the second. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis here at McKeon Park. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.
Hey, just FYI on Sirota's stats, when you said he's 1 for 6 on his Young Cape season, that's his Hyannis stats. Because he's true. So he was, that's right. I know he hits
So Josiah Cromwick just gunned down Cole McConnell defensively. Let's find out what he can do offensively going into this top half of the second inning, where there is no score between the Commodores and Harbor Hawks. With Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge, I'm Trey Redfield. So happy you're with us tonight for the Doors and Hawks. First time we're back here since June 17th. It's been a minute. Zach Folker on the mound for his second inning of work, and his first pitch to Cromwick. It's a fastball upstairs for ball one. So Cromwick behind the plate, hitting 194 this season, going 6 of 31 with just one RBI. As the 1-0 comes in, curveball, swing and a miss, 1-1. Last year for Cromwick, he was with the Burlington Sock Puppets in the Appalachian League. The 1-1. Curveball swung on, hit out to center field. McConnell is going back. He has enough room, and he makes the grab for the first out, moving to his left side. So there is one gone in this top half of the second inning. No score between the Doors and Hawks. Well, coming into first pitch, it was much sunnier, but there was, remember that giant pieces of clouds I was talking about? It's starting to come over us. It's here. Oh, it's here, all right. And boy, do we need to find a tent ASAP. This is not good. First pitch to Drew Brutcher. Swing and a miss, strike one. Brutcher has 3 home runs this season. One of them coming last night against the Brewster Whitecaps. Also with 9 RBIs on the year as the 0-1 comes in. Fastball, swinging a pop up to center field. McConnell is coming in, has a beat, calls everyone off, and makes the grab for the second out. So quickly, there's already 2 gone in this top half of the second inning.
Well, that's 3 straight flyouts to McConnell. So McConnell getting his nice little workout out there. And these clouds are moving over and over. They're now basically covering McKeon Park.
Yeah, someone needs to go get a tent. I'm just going to be that guy and say it. We should have gotten one, but kind of need one right now. We're still playing ball, though, and that's okay. It's Corey Collins at the plate, righty on lefty matchup. Zach Folker trying to get out of a quick top half of this second inning. First pitch to Corey. Slider in the zone, a little bit above the knees, strike one. Collins, a left-handed hitter, is the DH tonight. He's hitting 130 this season. He's walked 8 times. One of them coming last night. 0-1, swinging a nub to right center field. McConnell coming in yet again, calling everyone off yet again, and making the grab for the 3rd straight time. So 3 up, 3 down, and 3 flyouts to Cole McConnell. Let's go to the bottom half of the second inning, where Moore, Patelli, and Pepe are due up for the Hawks. 0-0 your scores. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. What's going on? It has to be on that end, because if everything's here good, what does that mean? Is it this? It's not that? Get over this. Get over this. I don't know. We need a 10 or something. Wait, hold on. Is it that? Maybe that. Because if it's nothing and nothing's going through, that main mix needs to be down the entire time, I think. Did we ever get that plate? What's up? Mic check. All right. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Heard there was one on the street about technical difficulties. Just doing a mic check for you guys. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Test. That. We welcome you back to McKeon Park, where it is a windy McKeon Park, that is. Clouds coming over us still. Fingers crossed that we don't get any raindrops on us. We still continue to play. It's 0-0 between the Falmouth Commodores and Hyannis Harborhawks, as Christian Moore is back to the plate, taking on Drew Summers in for his second inning of work. His first pitch, fastball outside, ball 1. The reason why I say again was because Christian Moore was at the plate on a 1-1 count, and Cole McConnell, the batter before him, got caught stealing, so Moore is back up. So no at-bat to his name just yet for Moore. As the 1-0 comes in, outside, ball 2. Moore's in left field tonight, coming out of Tennessee. He's from the Bronx, but went to school in Connecticut. So having to take the train every day, going to Suffield Academy. Lefty on righty matchup as Summers is working from the stretch. The 2-0. Fastball outside yet again, now 3-0 on the Tennessee Volunteer. So both Falmouth and Hyannis had doubles in the first inning, but neither team was able to bring a run around to break a scoreless stalemate. 3-0 from Summers. Outside, ball 4. 4 balls. It's an easy walk for Christian Moore, a leadoff base-off balls to start off this bottom half of the second inning.
Number 5, Dominic
So now it brings up Dom Patelli. He's a shortstop tonight. He has 21 strikeouts this season. That leads Hyannis, or that's second on Hyannis, excuse me. Patelli hitting .266 this season with 3 home runs and 11. His sophomore season with the Hurricanes hit .249, 8 home runs, and 45 RBIs. He's known really well for his glove, but saw a lot of turn up in his bat. Summers stares down Moore at first base. 0-1. Swinging a line shot to the left side, foul out of play over to third base grandstand. Quickly, Patelli is down 0-2. Summers on the mound for the Doors has a 1-0 record with a 0.00 ERA, where he's struck out 16 this season so far. Some as a reliever beginning the year, but recently he's been getting starts, getting added to the rotations. The 0-2 comes in, misses low. Cromwell tried the frame, bringing it up just a little bit above the knees, but not enough from Jeffrey Kinney, so it's now 1-2. Clouds starting to come over us. Flinching a little bit, but don't have to worry too much. There's a net right there. That'll play. It's Moore who leads off first. He got aboard via 4-pitch walk. Lefty on lefty duel. Summers awaiting his sign from Cromwell. He has it and comes set working from the stretch, like how he does with no one on. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Drew Summers has his first strikeout on the afternoon, and there is 1 gone in this bottom half of the second inning. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis. And it looks like we have our audio back up and ready. How about that? Way to go, engineer Logan Safarenko.
I'm back, boys.
He's back.
Squirrels. Gosh.
Carter Bainbridge and Logan Safarenko are your players of the game right now for fixing that. Apologies on our end. Not really sure what was going on, but we play on, and so do the boys on the field. We're in business, and Rocco Pepe's at the plate. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1. How'd you do that? What did you do?
That's the engineer's secret right there.
Okay, yeah.
It's called YouTube.
It's called YouTube. Okay. Wait, did you actually look something up on YouTube?
He was pressing buttons and got lucky, apparently.
Okay. Why not? Why not? 1-0. Inside, pops out of the glove of Cromwell for strike 1 to throw down the second. Not even a tag applied. So it's Moore that takes advantage on the pass ball. He's now on second base with 1 gone in the second. The count is even at 1 on Pepe, who's playing right field today. redshirt sophomore out of Long Beach State, where he hit .321 this season with 5 home runs and 30 RBIs. He was a Big West honorable mention, playing alongside Jerron Watts-Brown this season. Right-handed pitcher for the Doors. As Summers comes set, looks back over at second base where Moore is and deals the 1-1. Slider misses outside, 2-1 now.
It's a dirtbags kind of day with Volker on the mound for
That's true.
the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Last time we were here at McKeon Park, we saw Eddie Saldivar in the lineup for the Falmouth Commodores. There's a lot of dirtbags playing summer ball throughout the country. They have 8 players in the Northwoods League.
72 games in 76 days. That's a gauntlet over there in the Northwoods. 2-1 pitch. Moore goes going to third base. Swinging a ground ball left side. Foul ball. Great play by McKenzie either way. Diving to his right and making the snag. But no harm. I would say no foul, but it was a foul. So it's still 2-2 on Pepe.
And that's one of those where
It's actually 2-2 now. It was never 2-2 in the first place. But
that's
you were
one of
saying.
those where it was insanely close, but third base umpire right over there, Mickey Garcia, right on the other side of that line, had perfect view of it. But Anthony McKenzie keeping that in front of him no matter what. We talked about it just 4 or 5 days ago. Those third basemen, they don't care. As long as they keep it in front of them, even if it's foul, they're used to it.
And the Doors love Mickey Garcia. Highly respected umpire in this Cape Cod Baseball League. Ryan Eiley thinks he's the best behind the plate. Today he's at third base, though. It's Jeffrey Kinney behind the plate, and John Patula is over on the right side of the infield. 2-2 on Pepe. Here's the pitch from Summers. Swinging a foul ball off Pepe himself, so we'll do the 2-2 again.
Second time we've seen that today off of a Hyannis Harbor Hawks batter.
The other one was off Mitch Jebb to start off the bottom of the first inning. So 2-2 is the count on Pepe. Man on second is Christian Moore. There's one gone in this bottom half of the second inning, and there is still no score between the Doors and Hawks. Giant gray rain clouds getting past us with no precipitation. Not too shabby. Summers looks back on second, looks back 3 times and deals the 2-2. Swinging a pop-up on the left side, skied into the air. Mooney, he's under it, battling to win a little bit and makes the grab on the base path, going from second to third, and there is 2 gone in this bottom half of the second inning. Pepe popping out to Mooney at shortstop. So now brings up Pancho Ruiz, the catcher out of San Diego State, who started in 13 games this season with the Aztecs. Well, we're back. Oh my goodness, what keeps happening with us? The power, we lost our power for a second as Ruiz swings at the 1-1, foul to the right side. What happened this time, engineer? That had to be a kid.
Well, this time it was popped out of the socket.
Who popped it out of the socket?
Beauties of McKeon Park.
Oh gosh. All right, well, we're back. We'll just roll. Let's roll.
I have the fire extinguisher under our table just in case the
Yes.
soundboard explodes.
Yeah, there you go. No runs, 1 hit, no error for Falmouth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Hyannis. There's 2 gone in this bottom of the second inning. Ruiz is at the plate. Christian Moore leads off second base with no one holding him on at the moment. Summers peeks back over at second and deals the 1-1. Swinging a fly ball right side, fouling out of play. It's now 1-2 on Ruiz, who hit .300 this season with the Aztecs, playing in 21 games. I mentioned how he started in 13 before the power just went bye-bye. Ruiz hitting 3 home runs with 20 RBIs this season, but on Cape Cod, he does not have a homer to his name and only has 4 with Hyannis. It's a team that's just 1 point behind Katuitt in the Western Division, sitting at second place. 1-2 from Summers. Swinging a bouncer right side, foul. That was a 2-strike swing from Ruiz, just laying his bat out there on a pitch that was going to go across the chalk. That's the saying in baseball. If it's close, just swing at it. Get a piece of lumber on the baseball so you can stay alive in the batter's box.
And he's going to be seeing a lot more I guess you could say minutes the rest of the season, because the second
Innings,
catcher
yeah.
innings.
Whatever it is.
Jacob Campbell leaving for the draft for this weekend.
Catcher out of Illinois, and hear his name called pretty early this season, expecting 3rd or 4th round from him. Summers deals the 1-2. Fastball, swinging a line drive, right side, foul and out of play again. Ruiz is a tough out today. How many foul balls is that now? 3, 4?
That's got to be 3 in a row.
Yeah.
But this is something that we saw with Drew Summers in his recent starts. A lot of strikeouts. Today, not many thus far. Granted, he's only retired 5 batters as we're almost done with the bottom of the 2nd inning, but only 1 strikeout to his name. This is one of those at-bats where it feels like it's either going to be a base hit or a strikeout.
Trying to bring around Christian Moore, who's on second base. Got aboard via base on balls and got the second thanks to a pass ball. 1-2 the count on Ruiz with 2 gone in the bottom of the 2nd. Summers deals. Fastball low and in, count even at 2.
And when I say it could result in a base hit, because this is one of those counts and at-bats where Pancho Ruiz is trying to just work the count, get some good hacks, fight off 2-strike swings that he doesn't like, that he can't put the ball in play with, and extend the inning.
Summers, one of the newest Arizona Wildcats on the block, trying to get out of a jam here. The 2-2, Moore goes, swing and a miss, strike 3. So it doesn't matter if Moore was going to be safe or out. Drew Summers says, fine, I'll do it myself. He grabs his 2nd strikeout on the afternoon as we head into the top of the 3rd inning. Nothing between the Doors and Hawks as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.
Well, welcome back to McKeon Park as we head on to the top of the 3rd inning between the Falmouth Commodores and Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Carter Bainbridge doing your field reporting today. And entering today, the 2nd place Hawks trail the Katuitt Cavaliers by just a single point in the Western Division. If the season ended today, the surprising Hawks would be the runners-up in one of the closer division races in recent memory. Bourne ran away with things last year, and you have to go back to 2018 for the last time things finished as close as this. The Wareham Gatemen finished in 1st that season, and who else but Hyannis came in 2nd place that year, just a single point behind the Gatemen. This season, the surprising Hawks are hoping to avoid a similar result and come away with their 1st division championship since 2015. Guys?
Well, Carter, thanks so much. The Harbor Hawks are certainly making things interesting in this 2022 Cape League season. You said how close they are to the Cavaliers. And if you're looking at the Commodores, they're just trying to get back into the playoff race, trailing by 4 points to the Wareham Gatemen, who has 26, the Doors with 22. And right now, here at McKeon Park in this top of the 3rd inning, there is still nothing on the scoreboard for either side. Anthony McKenzie coming up to the plate for the first time today, taking on Zach Folker, who is on for his 3rd inning of work. Righty on lefty matchup, McKenzie electing to hit lefty, with Folker being a right-handed pitcher. First pitch to McKenzie, fastball inside, painting the inner part of the zone for strike 1. McKenzie's at 3rd base tonight, coming out of Sam Houston State, where he hit .242 this season, hitting 3 home runs and 19 RBIs. The 0-1. Curveball, swinging a ground ball on the right side over at first base. Matulia has it, runs over to first, and gets the unassisted putout to start off the 3rd inning.
From TCU, number 6, Luke Boyers.
So McKenzie is switch hitter retired. We now bring up another switch hitter in Luke Boyers, who's playing left field tonight.
That's the Fenway side, as Luke Boyers is batting lefty tonight.
Yes.
That's the Fenway side.
The Fenway side is because Luke Boyers hit a home run during batting practice into the visitors' bullpen in the left-handed batter's box. First pitch, fastball, swinging a ground ball on the right side. Nishida loses it. It gets through his legs, nicking off his glove. So an E4 gets Boyers aboard with one gone in this top half of the third inning. No score between the Doors and Hawks, but yeah, a home run in the visitors' bullpen at Fenway Park during batting practice. I asked Boyers how that felt. He said it was awesome. He's never going to forget it.
The lone Commodore home run at Fenway Day.
Yes.
But that Riku Nishida field over there, he didn't run to that ball. He shuffled his feet over there, so the footwork a little off, and something you don't really see from Nishida.
He's got a great glove and great speed over there. First pitch to Alex Mooney is a breaking ball and swung on hit to right center field. McConnell making a late adjustment, coming into his left and making the grab for the second out. That's now 5 flyouts today to Cole McConnell. He's a magnet out there.
And that's also 5 times in the last 3 games that Alex Mooney has attacked on the first pitch. He hit a solo home run the other night on the first pitch, and also when the Doors stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning, he flew out on the first pitch to end the game.
So here's Colby Halter looking for something similar to his first at-bat. What was a double with 1 gone in the top of the first. Boyer still leading on first base. First pitch to Halter is a swing and a ground ball on the right side. Nishida picks it up this time, sliding a little bit to his left. Retiring Halter, throwing it over to first and in time to close out the top of the third inning. So Nishida bounces back defensively, and we head into the bottom of the third inning with Matulia, Nishida, and Jeb due up for the Harbor Hawks. If you blink, you may miss them with their speed. No score between Falmouth and Hyannis. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We welcome you back to McKeon Park. The sun back on top of McKeon Park. We had some rain clouds that didn't rain on us come over the field, but they're gone. Sun peeking out on our left side again, and we're going to have some sunlight back on this field because we thought we were going to get rained on. Not the case. Nothing your score. Falmouth against Hyannis. Drew Summers on for his third inning of work, and his first pitch to Philip Matulia is a fastball that's swung on and missed for strike 1. Matulia is at first base today, and he made a late adjustment. Well, it was actually Eric Beattie that made the late adjustment, but Matulia was supposed to be in right, but Nolan Shaniel was a late scratch. He was at first base, so Matulia coming from the 9 spot in the field to the 3 spot. 0-1 from Summers. Fastball swinging a line shot to the left side, and through for a base hit. Getting through the hole of McKenzie and Mooney over there on the left side. It's a leadoff base hit for Philip Matulia, the Louisiana Tech Bulldog that had 9 home runs this season.
Well, I tell you, when he was taking BP today, his only place he was going to was the opposite field. Those exact slicing singles, that's where he was putting the ball in play during BP. And the other time, he pulled the ball off the right field wall. So clearly, his strong suit on the opposite way is that slicing single right to the left fielder, in this case, Luke Boyers.
All right, here we go. Riku Nishida, left-handed batter taking on the left-handed Summers. Nishida is crowding the batter's box. right in front of me to my 10 o'clock. We're set up on the right side here at McKeon Park. First pitch from Summers. Machida shows bunt. It's fouled off. It's now 0-1 on the newest Oregon Duck on the block. It's recently at Mount Hood Community College, where he hit .415 with 25 RBIs. That's a stat line.
Also had another RBI infield single in last night's matchup in their victory.
This season he has 16 stolen bases. That's the most on Cape Cod this season. Matule leads on first base. No one gone, bottom 3, no score. The 0-1. Machida shows bunt again. He pops it up. Cromwick has to find it, comes around, he dives, and he makes the grab! Oh, what a grab by Josiah Cromwick. The throw over to second as Matulia tags up, and he's safe. Heads up play by Philip Matulia as well as Josiah Cromwick, finding it, diving and making the grab, but Matulia using his legs to get to second base. That's huge because now you have the top of the lineup coming up with just one out, and there's still no score. Hyannis has an opportunity to grab the game's first run here with a great hitter coming up in Mitch Jebb, Logan.
Well, the last thing you want is Riku Nishida on the bases, because those kind of bunts that he lays down in the infield, it's not a guaranteed out with his speed. Close call over there at second base. Matulia in scoring position, but like you said, Mitch Jebb, a .298 hitter on the season, can do some damage right here.
He's 0 for 1 today, grounding out the shortstop on a 2-2 count. Matulia leading off second base. Mooney hanging out with him right behind him at shortstop. First pitch from Summers. Jebb shows bunt, pulls it back as first pitch misses low and away for ball 1.
Something I saw interesting over there, Alex Mooney at shortstop behind Phil Matulia, who was kind of dancing around as Summers came set. Mooney was waving his arms in the air saying, don't worry about him, focus on the batter. Because Matulia, not really a stolen base threat, but that's where the Harbor Hawks have had their success this year, is on the bases. Thus the heads-up play to tag up on that P2 to Cromwick.
This is the third straight bottom half where Summers has had to deal with a man on second. This time it's Matulia. 1-0 the count on Jebb. Here's the pitch. Jebb shows bunt. Wasn't able to pull it back, trying to drag bunt this time around. The count is even at 1 on the Michigan State Spartan.
Well, when one speedster goes down, another one comes up. You talked about it in the open. This is the second man on Cape Cod in stolen bases, and that translates coming out of the batter's box. So a drag bunt down the right side obviously would advance Matulia, but he'd be pretty fast down that line.
You said he was second. Jebb has 15 stolen bases this season. Summers comes set, peeks back at second. 1-1 pitch. Slider finding the lower part of the zone. Cromwick caught it at the knees of Jebb. It's now 1-2.
He loves that slider on left-handed, or lefty hitters, I should say. He's not afraid to throw it, get them to pop up or get jammed.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Falmouth. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Hyannis. Tulia leads off second, 1-2 the count with 1 gone in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Summers kicks and fires. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Jebb goes after it on the low and inner part of the zone as Summers grabs his 3rd strikeout on the evening. There's 2 gone, still no score between the Doors and Hawks.
Well, the pitch he went to before, he went on the inside part on Jebb in the lefty batter's box. That nasty little hook, if you will, he wanted him to chase, and he did just that. 2 gone.
Now brings up Mike Sirota, former Brewster Whitecap, who is giving Falmouth some fits this season. What'd you say coming into today?
Had
3
two
hits?
hits,
He had 2
two
hits?
hits
Yeah.
against the Doors. In the
Now-
games we did.
Now he's wearing a Hyannis jersey. Lefty on righty matchup. Matulia has a massive lead over there. Summers steps off the mound, and McKenzie didn't even know about it. Matulia sliding into third safely without a throw. McKenzie getting some deer in the headlights right there. I mean, you got to see that, right?
And
Matulia was halfway down the base
Especially
paths.
with that move. That is a perfectly legal move from Summers. Kind of faked his windup and went back over there at second. You always see the right-handed pitcher make their little spaghetti move, if you will, back to second base. Lefties looks even weirder, but now Matulia just 90 feet away. He got a shuffle, step, steal.
Not often do you hear that. First pitch to Sirota. Slider at the knees, strike 1. Great placement there from Drew Summers. Left-handed pitcher out of Arizona. Transferring from Central Arizona. Won a national championship with them. It's what they call a hashtag JUCO product. Summers comes set. Lefty on righty duel, the 0-1. Fastball, swinging a bouncer up the middle. Mooney has it at shortstop, picks it up, throws it over to first. He got him. Drew Summers gets out of a jam yet again and keeps us knotted up at nothing. It's Pinckney, Walsh, and Cromwick coming up in the top half of the fourth inning, the heart of the order for the Doors coming up after this. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We are through 3 innings here at McKeon Park, and there is still no score between Falmouth and Hyannis. With Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge, I'm Trey Redfield. Andrew Pinckney coming up to the plate for the second time tonight as Zach Volker steps on the mound for his 4th inning of work. He's only given up 1 hit so far, and his defense has allowed 1 error. Came from Riku Nishida, who now has a team-leading 8 errors this season. Righty on righty matchup as Pinckney sets up in the batter's box, and the first pitch to him. Just swinging a ground ball to the left side at shortstop. Patelli picks it up, spins, fires over to first. He gets Pinckney by 3 steps. There's 1 gone in this top half of the 4th inning in just 1 pitch.
Well, Volker's been relying on his pitching to contact. Back in the 3rd inning, just 5 pitches to Falmouth Commodores batters. And we saw this way early on in the season, back when Josh Hartle was on the mound against the Chatham Anglers. What do you have, 12, 13 groundouts?
Yes.
That's why that game flew by faster than a 7-inning game in a doubleheader.
Yeah, if you blinked, you may have missed that one. The game started at 7 o'clock, ended at what, like 9:15?
9:15.
Goodness. It's now Jacob Walsh at the plate. Righty on lefty duel. First pitch to the Oregon Duck. Curveball swinging a bouncer over to the mound. Picking it up is Volker. Getting the easy toss over to first to Matulia for the 2nd out. So 2 pitches and 2 outs, Logan.
Oh, there you go. I mean, can't get any better than that. Seven pitches within the last 1 2/3 of innings and getting the outs. That's how you go 7 innings in a game. I know obviously you have the innings limit. Everyone is watching that at summer ball, but when your pitch count could be, what, 40 going into the 6th inning, I mean, that's where it's going with the way he's been tossing the ball right now.
That'll play. Volker will take that any day of the week. It's now Josiah Cromwick. Righty on righty duel. And the first pitch to him. Fastball too high, ball 1. So we can't say 3 pitches and 3 outs. Cromwick is actually going to have an at-bat here. A long one, that is. I mean, at-bats still count with 1 pitch, but he's going to spend a little bit more time in that right-handed batter's box. 1-0. Curveball finds his own knee level, strike 1, count even. Cromwick flew out to center field to Cole McConnell. That was the 2nd of 5 flyouts to McConnell so far today. The 1-1. Slider too high. Losing control of it was Volker. It's now 2-1. Sometimes you see that. Pitchers will lose their handle, try and push the ball a little bit too much, and it just sails high. The 2-1. Fastball inside. Cromwick had to move his hips a little bit to get out of the way. But he's now ahead big time, 3-1.
Well, that's the thing with Volker. He hasn't had too many deep counts in this ball game. The deepest count he's gotten is just 4 pitches. He has not struck out a batter, and he has not walked a batter. Something could change here.
3-1 to count on Cromwick. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 4. So Falmouth has itself a base runner in this top half of the 4th inning. Drew Brutcher has an opportunity to bring him around in a 0-0 ball game with 2 gone here at McKeon Park between Falmouth and Hyannis.
I'll tell you what, I mentioned this earlier in the 1st inning. 6'6" figure. He is wearing those low pants again tonight, 2nd night in a row. That really brings out the height in him.
Last night, you said it. He's wearing the low pants, hit a 2-run home run. Looks at a fastball for strike 1, low and away to start off his 2nd at-bat. Brutcher coming into today had 28 strikeouts and still has them. That's tied for the most on this team alongside Andrew Pinckney. Cromwick leads off first, the 0-1. Curveball fouled off Brutcher himself. So it's now 0-2 on the South Florida Bull, who hit .299 this season with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs. And he did all that with dealing with a lower body injury. Has a lot of praise in the American Athletic Conference. It was a preseason AAC, all AAC selection that is. As Volker comes set, working from the stretch and deals. Fastball high and outside, 1-2 now.
Well, Brutcher was victim number 3 on a fly out to center field. That was when Volker had 4 in a row. That was back in the top of the 1st inning going into the 2nd, where he got all 3 batters on flyouts to center.
McConnell was a busy man in that bottom half of the 2nd. 1-2 is tipped into the glove for strike 3. So Brutcher goes down swinging for the first time tonight as we head into the bottom of the 4th. Still trying to find that first run. Falmouth nothing, Hyannis nothing, with McConnell, Moore, and Patelli, the heart of the order, coming up for the Harbor Hawks. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.
Welcome back to McKeon Park, along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey Redfield, today's lead play-by-play broadcaster. Logan Safarenko taking you through 2.5 innings of work as we see the leadoff batter Cole McConnell get things going, batting 3rd today. Drew Summers on for his 4th inning of work. McConnell from Louisiana Tech, who's in center today. First pitch from Summers. Spoiled foul to the left side towards the stands on top of the hill out there. And I'm calling it a hill because it's not a berm. It's about a solid 20 feet
It's not
above
a mountain
the play.
either.
It's not a mountain.
It's not a mountain either. I'm glad you got over that one, my friend. You
Oh,
kept calling it a mountain. I couldn't believe that.
0-1 the count on McConnell, who reached on that weird, wacky fielder's choice back in the first inning where the ball struck Mike Sirota. The 0-1 pitch. Little chopper to the right side. Walsh over there at first, close play, and he got him by about a couple of inches. So it's the unassisted ground out to first, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Scoreless ball game. This is starting to look like that game, which was matchup number 2 of the season between the Harbor Hawks and the Doors, where it was 1-0 until the 7th inning. Only difference is we're scoreless now. That game flew by.
It's a little bit weird. Yeah, well, it did fly by, but that was a little bit of a weird fielding play by Walsh. I've never seen him go down to his knee to make a grab over there at first base. He had to get up quickly because he beat McConnell by at most half a step over there at first base.
First pitch to Christian Moore is swung on right through. As the mindset is for a first baseman, you just got to body it up and keep it in front of you. And as you mentioned, a little bit slower to make that play over there at first as he was able to retire McConnell in time. Moore the cleanup hitter today. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up foul towards the kids in the empty field behind McKeon Park, and the count's at 0-2 in favor of Summers.
When a game is going on and a foul ball is hit back there, that is a battlefield.
It really
that is
is.
legit
It really
a battlefield back there. If foul ball gets hit back there, there are 20 kids that just run for their lives to get one baseball. And I think that's pretty sick, to be honest with you.
Summers looking for his 4th strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. In the air to right, twisting foul out of play. We'll do it again. Well, the Doors, as we hear over the PA, you can keep the ball. We've heard that at a couple of ballparks this summer, but there's been so many balls that every time you hear it, the ball going away, that's 10 cents right there, is in the words of GM Chris Fitzgerald.
Really? When did he say that?
He gave me a amount of money that the ball is worth.
How about that? That's cool.
Lengthy 0-2 at bat. Summers delivers in the air to right center field. Pinckney moving towards the wall, but it's Brutcher instead, and he makes the catch for a loud routine fly out to right field, and there are 2 gone.
Yeah, that was a loud out. From our vantage point to home plate's 5 o'clock, to the right side and alongside the first base dugout, which is the Commodores yet again, even on the road. Brutcher looked like he only had 1 or 2 steps back there, maybe 3. That was what we call a loud out. It's long over there in right field,
Pretty
too.
deep.
And it's 358 down the line, which is probably about 360-something over there under the scoreboard in right center field.
The first pitch to Don Patelli is that sweeping slider, and it catches the outside part of the strike zone for strike number 1. Patelli from Miami hitting .266 on the year, 11 runs driven in. He's got 3 home runs, 21 hits on 79 at-bats on the 2022 year. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. He swings right through that heater as he goes up in the zone, and Summers is ahead in the count, 0-2. We see him, Drew Summers, go with that sweeping slider and sometimes that changeup, but when he blows that fastball by you up in the zone, there's only so much you can do.
That came out of nowhere, Logan. Everyone was like, whoa. Because I bet that was the hardest thrown pitch that Summers has chucked today.
The 0-2 pitch. Line foul right to the bullpen screen of Hyannis, and we'll do the 0-2 again. Patelli struck out back in the 2nd inning. Patelli had a very fine day against the Falmouth Commodores the last time these 2 teams squared off. 3 for 4. He struck out looking, and one of those singles, it was 3 singles to be exact. His 3rd single came back in the 7th inning, and it scored a run where the Harbor Hawks broke that game open. They won that game 5-4. Summers comes set. Here's the pitch. He goes upstairs again and gets Patelli swinging. The 4th strikeout for Drew Summers. as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Still scoreless as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Back here at McKeon Park, we are still scoreless in the top of the 5th inning. Corey Collins, Anthony McKenzie, and Luke Boyers due up here in this inning as Corey Collins, who is DHing today, will go on against Zach Volker as Volker is on for his 5th inning of work. Hyannis entering today, trailing Katuitt by just 1 point in the Western Division. The surprise of the Cape in the 2022 season. Here's the first pitch to Collins. It's spoiled foul behind the fans, and it's 0-1 in favor of Volker.
And the reason why it was such a surprise, because last year Hyannis just had 8 wins.
And 3 of those came against Falmouth.
Yeah, and Harbor Hawks clean house, GM and manager, they bring in Eric Beatty, and he's brought a great impact to this team. You said it, 1 point behind, sitting at 14-8-6 on the season is Hyannis.
0-1 the count, nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Collins. Little inside, 1-1 the count. Collins is another one of those victims of a fly out to center field. That was back in the 2nd inning. Collins a couple of extra base hits on the season, 3 extra base hits, some gap shots, and some squeakers down the 3rd base line. Here's the pitch. Collins rips this one to the right side. Snagging it is Matulia. He fields over to Volker, and he gets the 3-1 put out. And there is 1 gone here in the top of the 5th inning.
Matulia making it look easy over there. Had to shuffle a little bit to his right side, go with the backhand, and the right-handed first baseman made the easy toss over to Volker. You got to give props to your pitcher as well to know exactly what he has to do when a ball is hit to the side. You realize the first baseman's going to field it, get over there as soon as you possibly can. Even if he calls you off or not, you have to get over there if you're the pitcher, and Zach Volker did just that right there. Great communication between the pitcher and first baseman, Volker and Matulia.
It's the first drill you run in practice, PFPs. First pitch to Anthony McKenzie is a breaking ball and it misses upstairs in the zone. 1-0 the count.
What is PFP?
Take a guess. PFPs.
Pitch, I don't know.
Pitcher fielding plays.
Ah.
That's what they call them in high school ball. That's what they call them in college ball. They just call PFPs. No one ever says the actual phrase. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Inside again, 2-0 the count.
See, I played second base and I played the outfield, so I didn't really know that. You pitched, right? What did you play? You pitched.
I was a pitcher.
What did you throw?
I could never get above 83. Thus why I'm doing this on the headset.
Well, yeah, but like, what was your pitch combo?
We had a 2-seam, we had a 4-seam, and we had a slider. That was what
Not bad.
worked for me. Never had a changeup.
Really?
Had a curveball that I gave up a couple of bombs with, so I went to the slider. 2-0 the count on McKenzie. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for strike number 1. 2-1 the count.
Speaking of curveballs, that one wasn't left over to plate or sent over.
Saw a couple of those on that part of the strike zone from Volker. Volker had a quick 3rd inning, the 5-pitch inning, 11-pitch inning in the 4th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That misses upstairs, 3-1 the count. Amack grounded out to first baseman Matulia on 2 pitches the last time he was up. That led off the 3rd inning. McKenzie ahead in the count, 3-1, playing third base today. Here's the pitch. Foul tipped off of the catcher's mitt and right on the brick. And that's the weird part about this netting, is the count is full. Sometimes this gets fouled behind home plate and on the netting. It gets caught on the netting. We actually had a scary sight the last time we were here, as we had a Cape League intern filming a social media content, and he nearly got rifled with the foul ball. 3-2 the count.
That was bad.
Here's the pitch from Volker. Foul tip right back to the catcher, Pancho Ruiz. Not necessarily the brick facade that the Gov Fuller Field has, but still has enough bounce back. We'll do the payoff pitch again. Big lengthy at bat here from Anthony McKenzie. 1 home run on the season. That came at Spillane Field against the Wareham Gatemen. Cap off a 6-run inning as the Doors went up 7-4 in that inning. Here's another payoff pitch from Volker. Good little 2-strike swing there from Anthony McKenzie as he fouls that one off right behind the bat person's well. And we'll do the 3-2 again.
That was a 2-strike swing. That was the perfect representation of a 2-strike swing. McKenzie got no power on that. He just got the bat out there hoping for something. Got bats a ball, and he stays alive.
Here's another payoff pitch. It's another foul ball, and we'll do it again as it nearly took out the Hyannis Harbor Hawks broadcast crowd microphone, which is set up right behind home plate.
If you're Anthony, just keep going. Keep going until you like something and take advantage.
Well, it's encouraging to see him work a count so deep. Probably one of the deepest counts we've seen and longest at bats in a couple of weeks. Here is another payoff pitch. McKenzie gets that one into center field for a base hit. McKenzie wins the battle. And it's a 1-out single. Fantastic effort on a 9-pitch at bat. That brings up Luke Boyers, who will hit lefty again against Zach Volker.
That was the best at-bat tonight. McKenzie kept on going until he found something. He liked it, put bat to ball, and send it right into center field for McConnell to pick it up on the ground in the outfield. Great at-bat, but the bottom of the order has to keep it going. If you're Boyers here, you have to find some way to get aboard so Alex Mooney can have something to work with, working at the top of the order.
First pitch to Boyers is in there for strike number 1. While Luke Boyers, in his, we mentioned his Fenway stance at 250 at TCU this year. 4 for 32 since coming to the Doors this year. Second-year Falmouth Commodore. McKenzie gets his lead over there at first. Here's the pitch. Boyers lays off, count even at 1. Boyers reached on the error by Riku Nishida back in the 3rd inning. Boyers wearing his college number 6, said that meant so much to him. It's always fun seeing the summer ball guys wear their same numbers in summer ball as they did in their spring season. McKenzie with his lead. Here's the pitch from Volker. Ground ball right side, foul towards the Falmouth Commodore bullpen. 1-2 the count. Only 2 hits for the Doors and only 2 hits for the Harbor Hawks. So it's one of those days through the first couple of innings. Boyers trying to extend his at bat with Alex Mooney on deck. You mentioned bottom parts of the lineup just got to keep rolling. Volker the righty, lefty batter Luke Boyers. Volker comes set, McKenzie with his lead. Volker fires the pitch. It's a fastball upstairs, back pick over to first Anthony McKenzie, and they did not get him. Boyers checked his swing, count even at 2. And the train keeps rolling with just 1 out, and Boyers still in the batter's box.
That was a great check swing from Boyers. That's probably as close as you can probably get from going around. He was close to ripping it high and tight, but did whatever he could to hold it back. That's smart right there from the lefty.
Boyers with a 4-pitch at bat. Volker comes set. The righty fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Luke Boyers. And that's going to bring up Alex Mooney with 2 outs. Well, we talked about how Volker's been pitching to contact, but these past couple of innings, that's where he's gotten his first strikeouts. Strikeout number 1 came with 2 outs in the 4th, and strikeout number 2 came out with 1 out here in the 5th. So now here is Alex Mooney. Shortstop from Duke, 0 for 2 on the day. Shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball number 1, 1-0 the count.
First time Mooney has looked at a ball today.
Behind 0-2 in the first inning. Attacked the first pitch in the third inning. And with 2 outs, we saw Colby Halter the other day on the first pitch show a bunt down the third base line and beat it out for an infield single. Here's the 1-0. That one is torched foul. And the count is even at 1 as Mooney will go to the dugout and grab some new wood.
He looked so upset. The face that he made in sadness and anger put together because he just broke his bat was something. He did not look happy.
And also perhaps on the swing as well, a little bit out in front as that pitch was grounded to the left side, foul. Alex Mooney does have a home run off of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks this season, off of Magdiel Cotto. The only run that lefty from Kentucky had given up that night. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, hit the other way and slicing foul, and the count's at 1-2. Alex Mooney has had a couple of ground outs go his way on the defensive end, but he's trying to reach for the first time today. Halter on deck. McKenzie is over there at first as he singled on a 9-pitch at bat. Mooney the batter. Hyannis with Pepe due up in the bottom of the 5th. Volker comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. It's grounded towards the Hyannis dugout. And it's another foul ball. We'll do the 1-2 again. Hit and run was on. Alex Mooney, someone that very reliable when it comes to do what the coaches want. Swing so composite, so disciplined. Matulia holding on, McKenzie at first. Volker comes set, 1-2 the count, 2 outs in the 5th. Here's the pitch. And it hit Mooney. Got him on the shoulder. It's the first hit batsman for either side today. And that's going to bring up Colby Halter with 2 outs. And there may be 2 outs, but Colby Halter with 2 runners on is going to prop the mound visit for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Yeah, this is where you get really situational here with Colby Halter. I mean, if you're Halter, I'm still attacking early. So that's something he did a couple of at-bats ago where he had that double going backside into left center field. Actually, left field more so. Christian Moore couldn't get it over his head, and Halter took advantage. Let's find out if we have another one of those in Halter tonight because the Doors need it. It's still 0-0. Both teams only have 2 hits right now, Logan. It is a golden opportunity right here for Falmouth to find an RBI, whether it's 1 or 2, coming off the best hitter on this team this season, Colby Halter, a guy who came into today hitting .333, the second best on Cape Cod behind Matt Shaw with the Bourne Braves.
That average has been going up every day this week.
Yes, there was a little bit of a slump, and now it's going back up.
Well, Colby Halter, I told him that his home run that came here at McKeon Park on June 17th was the first home run of the Falmouth Commodores season. You may remember Colby Halter was not here on opening day, but he was surprised by it. Had a good swing on that pitch, but he steps into the batter's box with Mooney at first, Anthony McKenzie over there at second, as the Doors and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks are still tied at 0. As you mentioned, Halter had that double, so anything in the gap would likely score Anthony McKenzie. Righty warming up in the pen for Hyannis. Volker comes set. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball and it misses upstairs. 1-0 the count. Andrew Pinckney on deck. And last thing you want if you're Hyannis is a lefty facing Pinckney, so they got that righty warming up. But should it even get to Andrew Pinckney? Halter ahead in the count, 1-0. Volker comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball popped up foul over the press box. Count even at 1.
Once again, fans, you can keep that foul ball courtesy of our friends from the NAC.
Well, the Falmouth Commodores, last time these two clubs squared off, stranded just 5 base runners. Thus far, they've stranded 3 and could match that right now. Matulia playing very deep in that first base side. Volker comes set. Little back pick is on for McKenzie, and it was a close play, but he's back in there safely as Dom Patelli was sprinting over the bag, and clearly a designed play. Seen a couple of times them get pretty close with Anthony McKenzie on the bases.
Yeah.
Nearly got picked off at first base.
Yeah, Anthony's got to be quick. Becker said back, and right when Becker said back, they turned it over and threw it, and he turned around, Volker, and threw it over to second base. Got to be quick over there if you're Anthony.
1-1 pitch is swung on right through, 1-2 the count. Becker being the hitting coach for the Falmouth Commodores, and Colby Halter walking around the batter's box and making sure he can get a good look with 2 strikes now and 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Hyannis will have Pepe, Ruiz, and Matulia due up in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Doors have struck with 2 outs this season quite a few times. Most recent outing was against the Brewster Whitecaps at Stony Brook last week. 1-2 the count, 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is swung right through for strike 3. Volker wins the battle as the Doors strand 2. We're still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to McKeon Park, where we are still tied at 0 apiece. Falmouth Commodores and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Drew Summers' day is done. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk. He struck out 4. He yields way to a gentleman making his Falmouth Commodore season debut. It's number 36, Luke Malone. Just finished his redshirt senior season at Texas Austin, the community college. First pitch he fires is a little bit down low. Established himself as UTSA's ace. As the Friday night starter, went 9-3. Had 2 saves, 19 appearances. He started in 11, had a 2.67 ERA. The 1-0 pitch is in the air to deep left field. Boyers moving back to the wall. He looks up, and it's gone. Rocco Pepe breaks the scoreless tie. It's 1-0 Hyannis in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hyannis, who entered today with just 11 home runs combined as a team, gets their 12th from Pepe.
Well, that's your welcome to Cape Cod moment right there. If you're Luke Malone, he just left that too much over the plate. And Pepe took advantage of that. That was a rocket. Thought Boyers was going to have an opportunity to make that grab, but it got over that tall wall here in Hyannis, standing about 8 to 10 feet. Boyers couldn't have it in left field, but now it's 1-0.
So now here's Pancho Ruiz, the catcher, and he'll take a breaking ball in there for strike number 1. Pancho Ruiz, a strikeout as the Doors surrender their first run. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, grounded to Mooney. Mooney gathers and fires over to first. Routine ground out. One gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up Phil Matulia.
Louisiana Tech, number 26, Phil
Matulia,
Matulia.
who had an RBI ground out the last time these two teams squared off, steps into the batter's box. And I always joke with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks media team, and I say whenever we play you guys, obviously it's the Western Division matchup, so not looking forward to it because it's a pretty big game, but get to see Riku Nishida's 2-strike approach and Matulia's hair. First pitch to Matulia misses outside, 1-0.
He's wearing like one of those old Rawlings helmets too. Like ones that looks like came from like 06, 07.
Screams Big 5 all over it. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Matulia takes a breaking ball in there for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. Matulia singled on 2 pitches to the opposite field the last time he was up. That was in the 3rd inning. Luke Malone on to work in a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right back towards our way off of the backstop. 1-2 the count now on Matulia. Well, that's how you greet a relief pitcher, and especially making a season debut if you're Rocco Pepe. The 1-2 pitch, and it misses just a little bit low. 2-2 the count. Well, the Falmouth Commodores entered today 10-16-2, 7-5-1 on the road. Not afraid of traveling to the other ballparks. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Popped up foul towards the light pole and out of play. Took a very high bounce, and we'll do the 2-2 again. Lengthy at bat from Matulia, but Malone looking for an out any way he can as he got that ground ball to Mooney to get the first one. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball towards the Falmouth dugout, and it's another foul ball. We'll do it again. That was pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Falmouth Commodore fans will be checking out the Wareham Gateman Harwich Mariners score to see what they're up to over there as far as a Western Division standings race. Malone from the windup. Here's the pitch. Another foul ball from Matulia, and we'll do it again. He's worked this at-bat to 8 pitches as the 8th pitch will be on its way. The Doors, who stranded 2 runners on in the last inning, were greeted by Rocco Pepe, and that's how it works sometimes. They make you pay on the first pitch. 8th pitch of the at-bat on its way. It's a breaking ball, and it misses just a bit outside, and the count is full. Wanted to go to that breaking ball on the lefty Matulia. Malone, the right-handed pitcher. Here's the payoff pitch. It's another foul ball. Boy, what an at-bat here from Matulia. 10th pitch of the at-bat will be on its way. We saw Anthony McKenzie win the battle on 9 pitches as he singled up the 6-4 hole. Riku Nishida waits on deck. 3-2 the count. Here's the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And he walks Matulia as it misses outside. So it's a 1-out walk to Phil Matulia, and that's going to bring up Riku Nishida.
Mount Hood Community College, number 3, Riku.
Well, you hear Mount Hood Community College over the PA, but Nishida will be transferring to the University of Oregon in the fall. Up there in Eugene, and playing the, I guess for now in 2022 and 2023, we can still say Pac-12. But he's on over there at first in Matulia. Nishida the batter. Malone comes set. Here's the pitch. Nishida grounds this one to Mooney. Mooney over to second for 1. Over the first from Halter, and it is not in time. So the Doors get the lead runner in Matulia, but there are 2 gone as Nishida is over there at first, and as the second that ball was grounded in the infield, you knew Nishida was probably going to beat that throw.
Yeah, you knew he was probably going to, but the chances were a little bit lower this time around because that was tailor-made by the Commodores. Mooney picked it up, glove flipped it to Halter, who quickly threw it over to first, but Nishida beat it by about a couple of steps. The Commodores did everything they could defensively, and it looked amazing. Textbook play, but Nishida's just too fast. Now he's a problem because he's leading off first base.
As Malone fires back over there at first, you know he's going to do that a couple of times as Mitch Jebb steps into the batter's box. Mitch Jebb 0 for 2 on the day. Nishida takes his lead over there at first. Here's the pitch. As Nishida bluffs it, misses outside. 1-0 the count. Well, this has been a successful Harbor Hawks team that has relied on stolen bases. Nishida's been gunned down quite a few times, but 16 swipe bags. Bluffs a lot over there at first as Malone comes set. Jebb the batter. Here's the pitch. And it misses outside again, 2-0. And that's something that we saw the other night with, it was Carter Bainbridge and myself with the Harbor Hawks. Nishida will bluff a lot.
He's going to fake steal almost every single time. You know, you won't see him delay too much. You'll see him steal a lot, but he fakes almost every single time. And Malone knows that too. He just threw it over to first to check on him.
Mitch Jebb grounded out to Mooney back in the first and struck out swinging in the third. 2-0 the count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hyannis on top by 1. Here's the pitch. It's a fly ball in the air to right. Brutcher moving back at the wall, and he makes the catch. The Harbor Hawks get 1 run on a solo shot from Rocco Pepe as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Falmouth trailing by 1 as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, back here at McKeon Park, the Falmouth Commodores trail the Hyannis Harbor Hawks by a score of 1-0. Zach Volker on to pitch in the 6th inning. As Drew Summers was pulled, Rocco Pepe breaks the scoreless tie on a solo home run. It was very loud right off the bat to the shortest part of the ballpark, but they cleared the wall by quite a bit. Andrew Pinckney leads things off here in the 6th inning. Volker from the windup, and he fires as Pinckney grounds that one foul off himself. 0-1. Pinckney today, a fly out in the first, a ground out in the 4th. You mentioned does have the home run against Hyannis. That tied the game at 1 just 2 matchups ago. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Did he go around? He did. 0-2 the count. Volker with 3 strikeouts on the day. 1 pitch away from getting his 4th. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. It's a line drive into left field for a base hit. And Andrew Pinckney has himself a leadoff single as he gets back safely over there at first as he nearly slipped on the dirt. But it's a two-strike single.
There you go. That'll play. Good piece of hitting there from Pinckney. Found an open hole on the left side, an easy line drive between the gap between shortstop and third base. We're going to miss Andrew Pinckney, man. He's really come on in this later part of the season, part of a hot July for the Commodores at the plate. He's going to be drafted here in a couple of weeks, or a couple of days, excuse me.
First pitch to Jacob Walsh misses low and inside. He's had a couple of his teammates take off after being here for a little bit. Ben Hess and Grayson hit. Sad to see Grayson hit go the other day. 1-0 the count on Jacob Walsh. Here's the pitch. It misses inside, 2-0. The Doors are working Volker. They are trying to get things rolling here as they trail in a very crucial Western Division matchup. 2-0 the count, nobody out in the top of the sixth. Here's the pitch. Swung right through for strike number 1. 2-1 the count.
That was a very hard swing from Walsh. You could feel the wind from that one coming towards us. That's how hard Walsh swung it, or swung the bat.
Last thing Walsh wants to do is ground into a double play. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Spoils that one foul, 2-2. Jacob Walsh has a couple of home runs this season. Brewster had a couple on back-to-back days, I should say. One against the Katuitt Kettleers on July 3rd, and the day before that at Doran Park, he had a home run against the Bourne Braves. But he can swing the bat very well, and his swing, we talk about it, has so much force. 2-2 the count. Pinckney over at first. Here's the pitch. It misses upstairs, 3-2. And that one is one of those that just missed a little upstairs and outside, but Jacob Walsh trying to reach and keep the train rolling. Just give credit to working the count very deep. Hits better off of right-handed pitching. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a breaking ball, and it's grounded foul towards the Falmouth dugout. We'll do the 3-2 again.
Pinckney was flying. He went. You know, he's trying to go on a 3-2 count. We'll see if he does it again right here.
One of the Falmouth Bat Boys did not have their helmet on, and we actually saw that with Hyannis. The ball got in there well. Give credit to our umpiring crew today to make sure the kids got their helmet on.
Mickey Garcia being safe over there. He's the left side umpire today.
Foul ball out of play. We'll do the 3-2 again. We got to give credit to especially Alex Mooney and Jacob Walsh. When the hit and run is on, they haven't been swinging through pitches, but they've been fouling them off. So they're putting the ball in play, making some contact. Jacob Walsh with the high socks. Lefty on righty. Right-handed pitcher in the bullpen as well. Pinckney over there at first. He takes his lead. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. And it's another foul ball worked by Jacob Walsh. Boy, we've seen quite a few of these lengthy at-bats. And talked about in the fifth inning, Volker only having 5 pitches. That pitch count's been going up and up these past couple of innings. The Doors looking to come back, just a 1-run deficit, but they're searching for their first win over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks since last year. Volker comes set. Here's the pitch. It misses inside. As Pinckney takes off, it's not going to matter if a tag was applied anyway because it's a walk for Jacob Walsh. Very fine at bat.
Huge at bat. That was just as good as Anthony McKenzie's at bat. But now the Doors are in business. You know, you got to take advantage here if you're the Commodores.
And we're going to see a quick mound visit. And it looks like this could be it for Zach Volker. We'll see if it is. It looked like it's going to be the last batter he faced. Very fine effort. 3 hits allowed. Struck out 3. Walked 2. Hit 1 batter. But we'll step aside for this pitching change as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Well, back here at McKeon Park, the Falmouth Commodores trying to strike here in the top of the 6th inning. Zach Volker's day is done as he yields way to Ethan Hammerberg with Josiah Cromwick in the batter's box. Hammerberg, the righty, comes set, checks on Pinckney, and he fires the first pitch as Josiah Cromwick shows bunt, pulls it back. It's 1-0. Hammerberg this year, 2-0 record, a sub-1 ERA in 7 games. This is appearance number 8, 11 innings of work, 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 5 hits. 1-0 the count. Cromwick shows bunt again. He gets it down. It's toward the left side. Hammerberg over to first, and it's a safe play as Riku Nishida was off the bag, and the bases are going to be loaded for Drew Brutcher.
A lot of people say heart over height, but we're going to have to go with height over heart here because Nishida had to jump a little bit for that play, and it led to his foot getting off the bag right when Cromwick stepped on it. So right place, right time we're going to go with instead, and it works out for the Commodores. Now you have the bases loaded, and with a guy coming up who had a home run last night in Drew Brutcher. It keeps getting sweeter, partner.
So it's a pretty big opportunity here for the Doors. Bases loaded. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the first pitch to Brutcher. It misses low, 1-0. The runners at 2nd and 3rd, should they score, will be charged to Zach Volker. The runner over there at first would be charged to Hammerberg, as it was ruled a single. 1-0 the count on Brutcher. Here's the pitch. In the air to left. Coming in is Moore. That's trouble. It drops for a base hit. Pinckney in to score. They go station to station as the game is tied on an RBI single from Drew Brutcher.
You don't always need to destroy the baseball. Sometimes just jamming it and putting it in a perfect spot in the outfield will work. It worked right there for Drew Brutcher, who comes in clutch, and you said it, station to station. The bases are still loaded, and now you bring up a guy in Corey Collins who is capable of the long ball. He did a lot of it at Georgia this season, still waiting for his first hashtag Cape Dinger this season, though, on summer ball.
Got a lot of power in that batter's box. Bases still loaded. The run scored goes to Volker. Here's the pitch from Hammerberg. Good stop there from Ruiz as it was spiked. 1-0 the count. And that's one of those where we've seen a lot of those, especially from Pancho Ruiz, such a very fine defensive catcher with San Diego State. Saw him play a couple of times out there in person. Very, very fine player with the Aztecs. But Corey Collins, the Bulldog, in the batter's box with a 1-0 count. Hammerberg comes set in a 1-1 ball game. Here's the pitch. Popped up towards the left side, twisting foul and out of play into the bushes.
Yeah, even if that goes in play near the line or not, or in the bullpen, you let that ball go foul. You know, let your pitcher control his game still. You let it go foul out there in the outfield if you're Christian Moore, because, you know, Jacob Walsh is out there, but he's still far away from where that ball was hit.
Hammerberg comes set. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. In the air to left field, and making the catch is Moore on a dive. Tagging is Walsh. He's in to score. A fantastic catch by Christian Moore, but the Doors take the lead as Walsh tags up. They throw back to third to see if he indeed did tag up, and he did. Doors on top by 1.
And this time he did. Yesterday they say he didn't. Hyannis tries it this time around. Nice try, friends, but this time Falmouth has its lead. You know, that's Corey Collins did his job right there. Even if it was a diving grab by Moore, Walsh did the right thing. Just get over there just in case. Stay on the bag at third base, come home, make the 90-foot sprint to give your team the lead, and Walsh did just that.
So Brutcher at first, Cromwick at second, McKenzie the batter, batting lefty against the righty Hammerberg. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. It misses upstairs, 1-0. Well, both runs that scored are charged to Volker. And any other run that should score will be charged to Hammerberg. McKenzie, 1 for 2 on the day. 1-0 the count. 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball, and that's in there for strike number 1. Your reference, Jacob Walsh not tagging up last night. That's because it was a very close play out in right field where Grayson Tatro laid out, made the catch, and doubled up Jacob Walsh as he tagged from second to third. He threw back into second. It was a double play. 1-1 the count as time has been granted by Pancho Ruiz because he wants to go chat with Hammerberg as Hammerberg started his motion but did not fire a pitch. So we'll have a quick stoppage of play. The Doors back at home tomorrow to take on the Bourne Braves, and then they're back at home on Saturday to take on the Wareham Gatemen in another big tilt against the Gatemen. Hyannis with 34 points, Falmouth with 22. McKenzie the batter. Kromick, who reached on the air, is over there at second. Brutcher over there at first. Here's the pitch. Jammed foul the other way on top of the Hyannis dugout. It's 1-2. Well, McKenzie does have a 3-run home run this season, and it came out of that lefty batter's box.
That was a while ago, too.
Long time ago. He's due.
Yeah, yeah, he is due.
So Cromwick and Brutcher both on, as we've seen time granted a couple of times by home plate umpire Jeffrey Kinney. Doors on top by 1 on a sac fly by Corey Collins. And now here is Hammerberg delivering the 1-2. It's a breaking ball, chopped towards the right side. Matulia gathers and fires over to first, and McKenzie is out as both runners advance a bag. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th inning. But Brutcher's over there at second, Cromwick over there at third.
Yeah, so the runners advance. You do your job still. You know, you're moving guys around. Now, and if you put a bloop in play here with Luke Boyers, everyone's going with 2 outs. So you're going to get yourself a 2-run RBI single, but Boyers has to put it in play first. That's step 1.
Well, here he is batting lefty again, the switch-hitting outfielder from TCU. Here's the first pitch. He'll look at strike 1 as it's a fastball on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Boyers reached on that error back in the 3rd inning, struck out swinging in the 5th inning. Doors on top 2-1 over Hyannis. Big tilt here at McKeon Park. Hammerberg delivers the 0-1. Misses upstairs, 1-1. Well, Boyers, who has so much fun at TCU, says he loves the atmosphere of Texas, loves the atmosphere of the school. He would love the atmosphere of Hyannis right now if he could knock in 1 or 2 and keep this inning rolling. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Misses upstairs, 2-1.
He loves to smell the concession stands, too. It's right behind us. I'll tell you what, it smells pretty good.
It does.
You get the popcorn right there,
the
too.
popcorn.
That smells great.
Pizzeria Regina was in town tonight. Had a slice right before the game. They're not usually here at McKeon Park. Mooney on deck. Hammerberg comes set and fires. And that misses low, 3-1. And that's a pitch that Hammerberg would have liked. But the Falmouth Commodore fans like that call, and so does Luke Boyers, as he has the perfect hitter's count. So we'll see if he can reach. Hammerberg comes set. Here's the pitch. High drive to right field towards the pole and twisting foul. And the count is run full as it goes over the Falmouth bullpen. Well, Hammerberg entered this game after walking, or after, I beg your pardon, Zach Volker walked Jacob Walsh. Boyers the batter. Cromwick at third. Brutcher at second. Hammerberg delivers the payoff pitch. High drive into right field. Moving back is Pepe at the wall, and he is underneath it to make the catch. Not enough to get out of the ballpark, but the Doors get 2 runs in the top of the 6th inning to go on top 2-1 over Hyannis as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to McKeon Park. 2-1 score. Falmouth leads by 1 after a 2-run top of the 6th inning, along with Carter Bainbridge and Trey Redfield. Logan Safarenka with you as Mike Sirota, the former Brewster Whitecap, steps into the batter's box. The first pitch he sees is a breaking ball that catches the inside part of the strike zone for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Sirota 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a ground out. Here's the pitch. It's another one in there for strike 2.
Similar spot as well.
Similar spot. A little changeup-esque action we'll go with. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Bounced in the dirt, 1-2.
He tried to go with it again, this time just a little bit outside this time around. Trying to paint the outer half was Malone, but no dice.
Well, when a pitch is working, why not go to it? Malone shakes off Cromwick, and he fires. Popped up behind us and out of play. And a kid with a glove makes the catch. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that was smooth. Caught it on the hop.
He was ready with that.
It's looking like Alex Mooney catching shoppers over at shortstop.
1-2. Missed outside, 2-2.
This is something you can't do. Don't let Sirota get back into this thing. You know, you're ahead 0-2 at one point. If I'm Malone, I'm going with a very similar pitch.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Little chopper right back to Malone, and he fires over to first underhand, and Falmouth Commodores have 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, the Doors back at home tomorrow taking on the Bourne Braves, and they'll take on the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday. But on Sunday, they travel to Lowell Park to take on the Cotuit Cavaliers, and if the Doors beat the Cats, they will clinch the season series against the Cats, as it currently sits at 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie in favor of Falmouth. Here's the center fielder, Cole McConnell. First pitch he sees, misses low, 1-0. Cole McConnell reach on the fielder's choice back in the first, grounded out back in the 4th. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. That's in there. 1-1. Malone starting to settle down a little bit, as ever since that home run, he has retired 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced. Here's the 1-1. Missed a little low and outside. 2-1. Jacob Walsh barely deep in that first base hole. Part of the order for the Hawks right here. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Another nice breaking ball that catches the strike zone for strike number 2. And he's been going to that, and it's been working for him. Did give up that home run to Rocco Pepe back in the 5th. He's looking for his first strikeout here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him swinging. There is that first strikeout, and there are 2 gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
That was nasty. Bounced a little bit. Cromwick scooped it up, keeping it in front of him, so he had to apply the tag, and he did just that. But this is, you know, this is what's working right now for Malone. He's going with that curveball in the inner half, trying to go with it outside too. Let's see what he does here with Christian Moore, though.
Here's the first pitch to Moore, and that's in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Christian Moore laid out and made a spectacular catch out there in left field to rob Collins of extra bases, but it was a sac fly. But here he is in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. It's grounded left side. McKenzie fires over to first. Walsh applies the tag as he shuffled his feet a little bit off the bag, but it's a 5-3 putout. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, Falmouth on top 2-1 as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Well, welcome back to McKeon Park as we head on to the top of the 7th inning between the Falmouth Commodores and Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Carter Bainbridge along with Trey Redfield and Logan Safarenko. We've got a quick look around the Cape League scores right now as things stand in the Western Division. The Doors in desperate need of a win, but they've got good news coming in around the league. Orleans up 6-0 on Catuit right now at Lowell Park. That game all but over. Yarmouth Dennis up on Brewster 3-0 out at Stony Brook Field. Chatham leading 1-0 at Bourne at Doran Park. That game in the bottom of the 7th right now. It's 2-1 here at McKeon Park. The Doors lead the Hawks. And out at White House Field, the Wareham Gatemen in 4th place in the West trail the Harwich Mariners 4-0. Guys?
Well, Carter, thanks so much. You mentioned that Wareham score. Just tells you how much more important this Falmouth game is right here at McKeon Park. The Commodores leading the Harbor Hawks by a score of 2-1. So 4-0 at White House Field, but 2-1 here at McKeon Park. So if Wareham loses tonight and if Falmouth wins, the Commodores gain 2 more points on the Gatemen. First pitch to Alex Mooney from Ethan Hammerberg is a curveball that finds the middle part of the zone for strike 1. Righty on righty matchup. Next pitch is another breaking ball. It's a bouncer to the left side, foul. To the right of the third base dugout for the Harbor Hawks, and quickly Mooney is down 0-2, who got hit by a pitch last time up. Hammerberg working from the windup, kicks and fires. Another curveball, swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 strikes and 3 pitches. Mooney goes down. There is 1 gone in his top half of the 7th inning with the Doors up 1.
Not really a traditional bat you see from Mooney, but that was a very fine pitch selection from his arsenal in Hammerberg. Big outs here for the Doors.
So now it's Colby Holzer, who is 1 for 3 today with a double that came in the first. It's a righty on lefty matchup. Holzer stepping back into the box, choked up on the bat a little bit. First pitch to him. Curveball right down Broadway, strike 1. Hammerberg using that pitch to his advantage early in this 7th inning as he looks for something different. In the top half, he was hurling for the Harbor Hawks. He gave up the 2 runs the Commodores have on the board right now, up 2-1 on Hyannis. 0-1 is fouled off, bouncing off of Pancho Ruiz, the catcher out of San Diego State. It's now 0-2 with 1 gone.
Well, something that Hammerberg is doing right now that he didn't last inning, and that's go from the windup. Clearly, some pitchers express how that is a better comfort level for them. Dealing right now.
0-2 the count. No one on, 1 gone. Here's the pitch. Fastball, swinging a high fly ball left side. Going back is Moore. Has a couple of steps, and he makes the grab for the 2nd out. As Andrew Pinckney will look to make things interesting in this top half of the 7th inning, where the Commodores lead the Harbor Hawks by a score of 2-1. The sun beginning its setting process here in Hyannis.
Well, it wasn't a strikeout, but it was a flyout. It's been 6 pitches. I didn't want to jinx a immaculate inning, but happy that that's now off the table.
So now it's Pinckney. He walked last time up and came in the score. He was the tying run as that first pitch from Hammerberg got away and then some from him. A curveball that bounced 5 feet to the right of the left-handed batter's box. It's 1-0 on Pinckney, right-handed hitter out of Alabama, where he led the Tide in multiple categories, doubles, runs, and slugging. 1-0. Fastball swinging a line shot to the right side, bouncing off the glove of Matulia, and Pinckney's going to beat it out. So the screaming line drive that bounces off the glove of Matulia, and Pinckney's blazing speed gets him aboard with an infield single. Pinckney on first, 2 gone, top 7, Doors up 1.
He's had a very, very fine day at the plate, selecting the stuff that he likes.
Pinckney,
very impressive.
He's expected to get drafted here on Sunday. It's going to be unfortunate to see him head out. But nothing but props and respect to Andrew Pinckney, who figured it out at the plate in July. He's going to be going pro here in a couple of days. Jacob Walsh at the plate. First pitch to him, a breaking ball that misses just a bit inside. It's ball 1.
They have just ruled that an E3.
They ruled it an error, really?
They did.
Oh, wow.
They have just ruled that an E3 on Phil Matulia.
Because at first it was a hit, at least I thought, but so now it's an E3 instead as Pinckney goes. It's ball 2, throw down the second is not in time. Andrew Pinckney has himself a stolen base. He's up to 7 on the season in that category.
Well, he got a fantastic jump. It also didn't help Pancho Ruiz's case that the ball was essentially in the dirt, from the pitcher at least, and his throw was also in the dirt over there at second. So the Doors with another runner in scoring position.
And with that, it was a breaking ball, too. Pinckney using that to his advantage. He leads off second, 2 gone, 2-0 to count. Fastball outside. It's now 3-0 on Walsh.
Boy, give credit to Walsh's discipline right here. He walked last time. He could do it again here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Walked on a 3-2 count in the top of the 6th inning, one that featured Falmouth grabbing 2 runs. And they're going to intentionally walk Walsh. Hammerberg's not even going to try and come back into this because Aaron Beatty is just going to send Walsh over to first base, trying to draw a force play here with Josiah Cromwick coming up to the plate. Last time he was up, he got himself a single. He's 1 for 3 tonight. So Walsh on first thanks to an intentional walk. Pinckney on second. He got aboard via E3, and then he stole a base. Cromwick at the plate. Righty on righty matchup. Hammerberg working from the stretch. It's the Doors up 2-1 here at McKeon Park with 2 gone. First pitch to Josiah. Curveball outside, ball 1.
Well, he singled the last time he was up, but it was that weird, wacky single where Riku Nishida's foot never touched the base. It's always the catchers that want to produce. We'll step up here. Alan Espinal did that for Bourne the other day at the Gov.
Cromwick trying to extend a Falmouth lead that is just up to 1 right now. Hammerberg comes set. Kicks and fires. Fastball swinging a line drive right field down for a base hit. Pinckney rounding third, coming home to score. It's an RBI single for Josiah Cromwick. The Doors extend their lead up to 2. It's 3-1 Doors with 2 on and 2 gone in the top of the 7th.
You think Cromwick took it personally that they walked Jacob Walsh?
Had to.
Absolutely. Goes the opposite way. Fantastic piece of hitting. The right fielder, Pepe, had no shot of even throwing it home as the throw went into second base. Perfect piece of opposite field hitting.
So now it's Drew Brutcher. He got himself an RBI single last time up. That came in the 6th. And it propelled Falmouth to that 2-1 lead, but it's now 3-1. Brutcher looks at a fastball right down Broadway for strike 1 to start off his 4th at-bat tonight. He's 1 for 3. Righty on lefty duel. Walsh on second, Cromwick on first. A couple of Oregon Ducks on the base paths. Hammerberg finally comes set, still working from the stretch. Deals the 0-1. Curveball, knee level, strike 2. Is it one of those cases where you say he didn't like that pitch?
Well, not even just that. That's also a pitch that shouldn't be a strike.
It's a little low. Jeffrey Kinney liked it, the home plate umpire. 0-2 the count. 2 on, 2 gone. Doors up 3-1 in the top of the 7th. Hammerberg fires. Curveball. Brutcher lays off of it. Did he go around? He did not. 1-2 now. Hammerberg started walking off the mound, but had to hold on for a second.
The entire infield started walking off the field. Whether that be a strike zone call or whether that be a he went around call. Inning continues.
Brutcher back in the left-handed batter's box. Walsh on second, Cromwick on first. Corey Collins on deck. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back. Let's do it again.
If they were to sell tickets here at McKeon Park on SeatGeek or StubHub, they should list behind home plate that it's dangerous back there. Because this netting, it has a little bit of cushion, if you will.
The Commodores trying to get back in the win column, trying to gain ground on the Wareham Gatemen, who trail 4-0 against the Harwich Mariners. 1-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Brutcher goes down swinging for the 2nd time tonight, but the Commodores tack on another thanks to Josiah Cromwick grabbing himself an RBI single. It's time to stretch here at McKeon Park as Batelli, Pepe, and Ruiz come up for the bottom of the 7th. Commodores 3, Harbor Hawks 1, as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. And we welcome you back to McKeon Park for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Commodores leading the Harbor Hawks by a score of 3-1. A couple of changes in the infield. It's starting at the mound. Josh Stewart coming in for Luke Malone. Over at second base now is Jackson Nicholas coming in for Anthony McKenzie. McKenzie was at third base, so who's over at third right now? It's Colby Halter, who's back in his usual spot. That's where he played at Florida this season. Stewart's first offering to Dom Patelli. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike one.
Well, Josh Stewart has been very fine this season, has yet to allow an earned run with that ERA.
The 0-1. Curveball misses low and in, count even at 1 on Patelli, who is 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. Stewart spent last season at Texas, but is now making the move to College Station, transferring over to Texas A&M next season. Patelli back in the left-handed batter's box as Stewart working from the windup deals. Fastball in the outer half misses, 2-1.
I talked to Stewart about his outing at Brewster, told him he looked fantastic. He said, I watched a couple batters though. Didn't give up a hit though, but he worked around it.
Stewart pretty hard on himself. 2-1 pitch. Fastball swinging a bouncer on the right side. Walsh picks it up near the line and gets the unassisted putout, tagging on first base for the first out in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Patelli now 0 for 3 on the evening, but Rocco Pepe has been the only source of offense tonight for Hyannis. Last time he was up in the bottom of the 5th inning, he had a solo home run, a leadoff solo home run, that is. Steps in the right-handed batter's box, looking to do something very similar. His team trailing Falmouth 3-1 with 1 gone in the 7th. First pitch to him, fastball, swinging a pop-up right side, foul and out of play. So it's 0-1 on Pepe, the Long Beach State dirtbag, who hit .321 this season. He was a Big West honorable mention. Stewart working from the windup, has his sign from Cromwick and deals. Fastball in the outer half, knee level, enough for strike 2.
Well, I know why. The batting cage net, the top of the net is so low. There's kids sitting on it over there.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
They're allowing that? Oh, Hyannis. That just shouldn't happen. The 0-2. Fastball, swinging a line drive to the right side. Walsh dives in foul territory and can't get it. Great effort by the first baseman, but we'll do the 0-2 again.
Well, speaking of Walsh, I mentioned the batting cage because back when he was taking BP, he was swinging, and on his follow-through, the bat behind his shoulder was actually grazing the net. And
that has to be so annoying.
Oh, absolutely.
I would hate that if I was a hitter. Stewart with the 0-2. Curveball misses low and in. It's now 1-2 on Pepe. So 1 for 2 today is Rocco Pepe. He popped out to Alex Mooney in the 2nd, and I mentioned that solo home run. That came in the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Curveball swinging a bouncer behind us. And foul, actually to the left of us, excuse me. So we'll do the 1-2 again. So if you're just joining us, a couple of changes defensively. Stewart on the mound, Jackson Nicholas at 2nd, Colby Halter moving over to 3rd. We're in the bottom of the 7th with nobody on and 1 gone. The Commodores lead the Harbor Hawks 3-1. Stewart deals. Fastball, swinging a high fly ball to right center field. Brutcher moving over to his left, has a beat, comes in a step, and makes the grab for the 2nd out. Allowed out there by Rocco Pepe. As there is 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Doors are up 2.
It feels like every ball that's been hit to Drew Brutcher today, everyone has thought has been a home run. But there's been one that was about 2 feet from that wall, maybe leaving, but that 6'6" frame should not scare you, especially with this wall being realistically what feels like the same height as Gov Fuller, but I'd say it's probably about 7 feet.
It's up there. Pancho Ruiz at the plate. First pitch to the righty. Strike 1, knee level. Ruiz did not like that one. Shrugging his head, or shrugging his shoulders, moving his head to his left in disgust, taking a couple more seconds to adjust his gloves before coming into the right-handed batter's box. Stewart looking for a 1-2-3 inning. The 0-1. Fastball too low. Count even.
Definitely missed a little outside, but that's a spot where Stewart can live with, especially ahead in the count.
Stewart comes out of Georgetown, Texas, where he played 3rd, short, 1st, and pitched at St. Dominic Savio Catholic School. 1-1 misses low, scooped up by Cromwick. It's now 2-1 on Ruiz, who comes out of San Diego State, where he had 20 RBIs this season with the Aztecs. Stewart has his sign from Cromwick. Kicks and fires. Fastballs, line drive foul. It's now 2-2.
That photographer didn't even move that was standing right next to the dugout.
He's probably been doing it for
absolutely.
for a while.
With that camera, he's got a machine gun over there. Look at that thing. It's huge. I mean,
That was so quick off the bat, it took me a second to figure out where exactly that was. 2-2 the count on Ruiz. Here's the pitch. Curveball swinging a line drive up the middle. Mooney picks it up, sliding, throw it over to first. He got him! Oh, what a play by Alex Mooney! Moving over to his left, sliding, coming back up, and firing over to first in time to get Ruiz. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Josh Stewart as we head into the top of the 8th inning with Collins, Nicholas, and Boyers due up. 3-1 your score, the Doors in front of the Hawks. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. All right, here's Wes Burton, a new pitcher on the mound for the Harbor Hawks, the Commodores, in front of Hyannis by a score of 3-1. We're trying to figure out how many innings Ethan Hammerberg went, and it was certainly 2. You got me. You got me. You make me feel bad every time you're right. So yeah, go you. You win. Wes Burton's on the mound, like I said. He's came out of Ole Miss, but transferred mid-season, so he only had 5 appearances, pitching 2 1/3 innings pitched with the Rebels. His first pitch to Corey Collins is strike 1 on the outer half, a fastball to make it 0-1 on the Georgia Bulldog, who is 0 for 2 today with a sacrifice fly. The 0-1. Change up that time, misses high and outside. Count even at 1 now on Collins, who has the game-winning or the go-ahead RBI so far. It was the 2 spot that was put up by Falmouth in the 6th inning, and he got the other half of it. 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1 now. Collins coming into today, sitting 130, walking 8 times. This is a guy who likes to work a lot of counts, but hasn't done much of it today. 2-1. Fastball too high now, 3-1. This is the most amount of balls that Collins has seen in a pitch. The first one, he flew out to center field on an 0-1 count. In the 5th, he grounded out to first on a 1-1 count, and then in a sacrifice fly that he had in the 6th, it was only 1-0. Here's the 3-1. Fastball, strike two. Collins was already walking out of the left-handed batter's box, but Jeffrey Kinney tells him to come right back. So the count full on Collins, who's leading off this top of the 8th inning with the Doors up 3-1. Jackson Nicholas is on deck. Payoff pitch. Fastball swinging a foul back onto the screen behind home plate. Will do the payoff again.
Recently, Corey Collins has had a lot of late at-bats where he's really worked counts. He's walked a lot, especially in the last work week.
Thought you were mentioning how late he is sometimes, because sometimes that's the case as well. Payoff pitch again. Fastball swinging a bouncer right side foul. Ryan Eiley making the play over there somewhat. He bobbled, but ended up making the grab. Eiley, the first base coach, like he has been for most of the season. True believer that Ted Williams did indeed hit a 502-foot home run back in 1946. We learned about that on our Fenway Park day. That was on Monday. Commodores were off, but still playing baseball. Payoff pitch again. Fastball, and that's ball four, missing by just a couple of inches. How close could you possibly get?
Well, close enough where Wes Burton went into the strikeout trot. They always do with nobody on, as we're going to see Jackson Nicholas with his first at-bat of the day.
Jackson Nicholas coming in for Anthony McKenzie in the 8th spot. Came in at second base. Colby Halter moved over to third. As Corey Collins leads off first, Nicholas coming up for the first time tonight. Righty on lefty matchup. As Burton comes set, working from the stretch, kicks and fires. Fastball inside at the knees, a little bit above as well. Or that is, I should say. It's 0-1 on Nicholas.
Nicholas's first at-bat with the Doors was an RBI against Brewster at Stony Brook Field last Saturday.
Comes out of Oklahoma, a rising sophomore, already making a trip to the College World Series final. The 0-1. Fastball high and outside. Nicholas checks his swing, and that is officially confirmed by Mickey Garcia. Count even at 1 now on Nicholas. Collins on first, no one gone, top of the 8th, Doors up 2. 1-1 to Nicholas. Fastball too high, 2-1 now.
Actually saw some visual disappointment from Jeb over there at third base, saying maybe could have had that one. Good spot there from Wes Burton.
Nicholas hit .289 this season with 10 home runs and 30 RBIs with the Sooners. As he fouls the 2-1 back. Bouncing off the screen, it's now 2-2. It's a heavy screen over there, Logan. You mentioned it. There's a lot of screen at the bottom, which leads to the balls getting caught over there.
Oh, you can literally just pull up the bottom part of the screen, and there should be a tight part of it that shouldn't let people get underneath. But as you get up and try it,
like I just did, you can. 2-2 pitch. Fastball swinging a pop-up left side, tailing foul and out of play over the Hyannis dugout. Doinks off one of the bleachers on the third base side. So we'll do the 2-2 again, but that was loud. You hear doink.
Hey, it's better than hearing that sound it makes when a baseball strikes a car, just like we did when we heard that happen at Lowell Park the first time we were at Katuitt. But how about the sky? It passed over the clouds, and now we got a cotton candy sky.
Pink sky right over our heads. It's a Cape League sunset, all right. 2-2 misses low and inside. The count is full for the second straight batter, this time to Nicholas. So Collins leads off first still. Not much of a base stealer over there. They even tried to attempt to swipe a bag at Georgia this season. No one gone, top 8, Doors up 2. 3-2 to Nicholas. Fastball too low and inside, ball 4. The Doors win yet another battle at the plate against Burton, and there are now runners on second and first with no one gone in this top half of the 8th inning. Falmouth 3, Hyannis 1.
Well, we saw this in the first matchup of the season where the Doors hit back-to-back batters to lead off the 9th inning, and both those runs were troublesome. So, not necessarily the 9th inning for the Doors right now, but same idea with back-to-back leadoff walks.
So now it's Luke Boyers in the left-handed batter's box, taking on the righty Burton. 2 on, no one gone. First pitch to Luke. He shows bunt, pulls it back, fastball inside, ball 1. Boyers is a switch hitter in his preferable spot at the plate. I asked him in one of the latest editions of the hot seat, I asked him if you had to axe one side of the batter's box, which one would you go with and why? And he told me the right-handed batter's box. He's more comfortable as a left-handed hitter. So it's a righty on lefty duel. Collins on second, Nicholas on first. 1-0. Boyer shows bunt again. It pops up to the left side. Ruiz trying to chase it down. He can't. It bounces off the screen before he gets there. So the count is even at 1 on Boyers, who's in left field tonight. He's 0 for 3 at the plate. Reached base via E4 in the 3rd inning. Went down swinging on a 2-2 count in the 5th. And it flew out to right field to close out the 6th. It was an exciting 6th inning. That's where the Commodores found themselves in front, putting up a 2 spot thanks to a sacrifice fly from Corey Collins, who's on second base, as well as Drew Brutcher, who had a bloop RBI single into left field.
Almost had a 3-run home run in that inning, too.
It's pretty close. 1-1. Boyer shows bunt again, pulls it back. It's an elevator ball that bounces into the glove of Ruiz. It's now 2-1. As time is called, Eric Beatty trying to talk things over with his battery. Burton and Ruiz just trying to calm Burton down. The 2 batters that Wes Burton has faced, he walked both of them on full counts. It was Corey Collins first, and he's now on second base, and then following that is Jackson Nicholas, the defensive replacement for Anthony McKenzie. So 3-1 is your score. No one gone here at McKeon Park. Excuse me, I was about to say McKeon Field. That's just not the name of it. We're in the top of the 8th inning. There are 2 runners on, nobody gone. 2-1 is the count on Boyers, who's still looking for his first hit tonight. He's had 1 extra base hit this season. That one came against Brewster just a couple of days ago. It was a 7-3 win in 8 innings due to darkness. It's what our friends at Brewster called a Brewster special. A couple of Whitecaps broadcasters, Doug Latuca and Johnny Gadamwitz, my really good friends at school. That's what they told me. That's what they told me the name. That was the name of what it's called, and I had a good laugh out of it. I loved it. Told him I have to start using that more often. So Collins on second, Nicholas on first, as Burton's working from the stretch. 2-1 pitch. Fastball, Boyer shows bunt again, and he pops it up, this time over the screen now, and it's 2-2.
By what, about 2 inches cleared that screen?
It was close, but
that was like one of those where the fans were back there, they were watching that and like, oh, it's actually over the net.
But now Boyers loses his opportunity to bunt, unless if he wants to be really risky here.
I don't think he's got that power, so you gotta let him swing at a pitch he likes.
He had 6 home runs this season at TCU. Collins on second, Nicholas on first, no one gone, top 8, doors up 2. Burton with the 2-2, just kidding. Turns around, pretends to throw it over to Collins. Now he steps back on the mound. No one's even holding on Corey over there, and he's not much of a base stealer, like I said, when he was at first base. Burton has his sign. Let's see if he deals it this time around. Beeks back at second. Beeks back again, and he does deal it. 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 gone in this top half of the 8th inning, and we're now into the top of the order for the 4th time tonight. Alex Mooney coming up to the plate, actually the 5th time, excuse me. Mooney has only gotten on base once tonight via hit by pitch in the 5th.
Do you know off the top of your head what number Mooney wears at college? Because I really hope it's 4, because he is a 4.
It is
I
4.
just see him
I gotta
4.
figure that out.
I just see him as a 4.
He looks like a 4, doesn't he? First pitch to Alex. Fastball, swinging a bouncer left side, foul. Bouncing off the fence next to the Hyannis bullpen, so it's 0-1 on the Duke Blue Devil, who hit .292 this season over in Durham, North Carolina. He got better as ACC play came around. Only gets you excited to see what he's able to do in his sophomore year. Will probably be his last, because he'll be turning 21 on July 6th of 2023. 0-1. Fastball too high, 1-1. The reason why I say 21, and the big reason behind that is because It's either you turn 21 or you get 3 years of college ball under your belt. Then you're draft eligible. So next year, Alex Mooney is draft eligible, and he's at the top of the charts. Seen a couple of mock drafts where he's in the top 15, cracking the top 10 as well. So 1-1 comes in, swinging a fly ball right center field. Moving over to his left is McConnell, but he's being called off by Pepe, who makes the grab for the second out. So no damage done by Alex Mooney, and it now brings up Colby Halter, who's done some damage today, but it came early. A double in the top of the first inning. So Halter is 1 for 4 today, coming up with an opportunity to balloon this Falmouth deficit, or Falmouth lead, excuse me. It's the Doors that are up 2. 3-1 is your score, 2 on, 2 gone in the top of the 8th inning. Halter stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Collins leads off second, Nicholas on first. Neither one being held on. First pitch to Colby. Fastball, too high, ball 1. There's a wide open hole on the middle right side of the infield. Riku Nishida is playing well over to his left, and over at shortstop is Don Patelli, who is hanging right behind. Second base is 5 o'clock. But if Halter gets one through that right center field gap in the infield, it's definitely scoring Corey. 1-0 is cut on and missed for strike 1. The count is even on Colby Halter.
The Santa Monica kid on the mound from Southern California. This kid was absolutely amazing in high school. Had a 1.19 ERA back in 2019, where he was the California All-Team.
That's not too shabby. California's big state. 1-1 pitch inside. Halter lays off, 2-1.
He was the 2019 named to the All-Region team. He was named to first team All-League at the Windward School. It was the preseason underclassman high honorable mention All-American.
All the accolades Burton got during his time in Cali. 2 on, 2 gone, 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside. Halter lays off yet again, and it's 3-1 on the Florida Gator. Colby hit .240 this season down in Gainesville with 8 home runs and 27 RBIs. He only stole 7 bases down there this season. This year, he has 10, leading Falmouth. Andrew Pinckney's on deck. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Doors, 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors for the Harbor Hawks. Burton with the 3-1. Not yet. He turns around again. Trying to stare down a non-base stealer. I don't get it. Why are they even giving him that much attention? Corey Collins isn't a base stealer. Burton comes set. Finally deals it. Fastball tipped into the glove, count full. Burton's fooled me twice now. I've had to say Jess Kenning or not yet.
I just checking on the lead runner. You got to be careful here because if he walks Colby Halter, the bases loaded.
And with a guy that you do not want to have up at the plate if you're Hyannis. Andrew Pinckney is the next guy up if Halter can put this ball in play and get on base. Righty on lefty duel. 2 on, 2 gone, top 8, Doors up 2. The count is full on Colby Halter. Wes Burton does not do it again. He turns around and looks at Collins.
I don't know if there's a pitch clock out here, but
they need one.
See one of the umpires waving his arm in a circle like this. I wonder if they actually have one here on Cape.
I don't think they do. Payoff pitch. Fastball too high, ball 4. Burton can't believe it, but he has just lost his 3rd battle on a full count.
Well, it takes you back all the way to the Corey Collins at bat where he thought he had struck him out, and that clearly messed something up with him. 3 walks, and Pinckney with the bases loaded could really say goodnight. We have not seen a grand slam this season from the Doors. The only grand slam I can think of came from the Chatham Anglers, which was their first home run of the season back in week 1.
That came against the Wareham Gatemen. The Commodores trying to catch up on them in the standings. trailing by 4 points, sitting in 5th place in the Western Division. Andrew Pinckney at the plate with the bases loaded. First pitch to him, too high and outside, ball 1. Pinckney knew it as well. He just kept staring at Burton.
Well, Burton wants a new ball and wiping his hand off quite a bit. Didn't have enough snap on that pitch, obviously a fastball, but every pitch, every mechanic, you see a lot of pitchers with their towels just snap down and practice those motions. He wanted that one down just a little bit more and on the outside, so Pinckney would chase.
Collins on third, Nicholas on second, Halter on first, all aboard via walks on a 3-2 count. 1-0. Fastball swing and a miss. Count even at 1.
Like that. He went to the pitch down in the zone. That was a fastball, and that was absolutely filthy. He blew it by him. When you blow a fastball down low in the zone, it's impossible for a hitter to catch up to it, especially a righty hitter.
Bases loaded, 2 gone, top of the 8th inning. The Commodores lead the Harbor Hawks 3-1. Andrew Pinckney at the plate, taking on Wes Burton. Righty on righty duel. Burton working from the stretch. Peeks back at second. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Outside, 2-1 now. Pinckney walked in the 6th. He got aboard via E3 in the 7th. So he's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk because he also popped out the second base in the first and grounded out the shortstop to lead off the 4th. Trying to say goodnight here at McKeon Park. Bases loaded, 2 down, doors up 2 in the top of the 8th inning. 2-1. Fastball on the outer half and a little bit above the knees and up for strike 2. The count is even yet again, this time at 2.
Well, Hyannis' crowd, they're sticking around. They want the Doors to strand those bases loaded. Big pitch here from Burton.
Burton comes set. 2-2. Too high, ball 3. Ruiz with a nice grab to keep it in front of him. He had to jump from a squat to snag that. If that gets over his head, Corey Collins is going to come in to score, but he's still on third base, 90 feet away from it.
The identical pitch that Jake Peppers threw to walk off just a month ago, because if it hits that netting, you're not getting a friendly bounce back. That's staying in there.
Last time the Doors were here, they lost 4-3 on a walk-off wild pitch. Count full, bases loaded, 2 gone. Doors up 2. Payoff pitch coming. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. That is tough. Pinckney going down swinging as we head into the bottom of the 8th with a juiced-up McKeon Park crowd. Falmouth 3, Hyannis 1 as we head into the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We are rolling into the bottom of the 8th inning here at McKeon Park, where the Commodores lead the Harbor Hawks by a score of 3-1 with Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge. I'm Trey Redfield. So glad you're still with us tonight. The Commodores trying to get back into the win column and gain some ground on the Wareham Gatemen. The Doors in 5th place in the Western Division, trailing by 4 points. If they win today and if Wareham loses, that deficit cut to 2. First pitch from Josh Stewart to Philip Matulia is strike 1 on the outer half. Stewart going with the fastball to start off his 2nd inning of work. Stewart is working from the windup. It's a righty on lefty matchup as Matulia is 1 for 1 today with a walk. 0-1 misses outside, count even at 1 now. But right now at White House Field, Harwich is leading Wareham 7-0. Here, Falmouth is leading Hyannis 3-1. The 1-1. Swinging a tip into the glove of Cromwell, actually off his chest. He took a beating on that one. Home plate umpire Jeffrey Kinney, giving Cromwell a couple of seconds for him to get back into the swing of things behind the plate. It's now 1-2 on Matulia, who actually, you remember that 11 spot that Bourne put up against Hyannis right here at McKeon Park? Matulia pitched in that game. He struck out one guy, getting up to 91 miles an hour.
Wow. How about that?
So he can also throw gas and show off the locks with his long blonde hair. 1-2 pitch from Stewart. Fastball swinging a foul back onto the screen behind home plate. We'll do the 1-2 again.
Are you going to shout out Ethan Frank on that one? Was that what we heard from them about the Bourne team telling us that their position players came in?
No.
That was absolutely crazy.
No, actually, one of the broadcasters, Drake told me about it.
Oh,
it was a pretty
there you
cool
go.
story, actually. 1-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3. That was nasty from Josh Stewart. And there's one gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. Doors up 2.
Second baseman from Mount Hood Community College.
That was on a day where the Doors were playing keep up because they had that big win against Orleans, and they saw Bourne was losing by so much. Then all of a sudden they exploded. You're like, oh no, it was just a keep up game.
Yeah, I remember calling one of our videographers, Brendan Capozzi, while we were driving back, and I was asking him, hey, check the score of the game. And he says, oh no, 4 straight times. I'm like, what's going on? He said, Bourne put up an 11 spot. First pitch to Riku Nishida, ball 1 outside. Was that him or you?
That was his cellular phone. That was me saying that.
That was you saying that. Okay, so it was you saying, oh no, multiple times, and Bourne just lighting it up here at McKeon Park.
Could not believe it.
1-0 to Nishida. He shows bunt, lays it down on the left side, a beautiful drag bunt. Holzer picks it up with a bare hand, throws it over to first. It's not in time. That was textbook from Riku Nishida. And that's just what he does right there, man. That was filthy.
I really got to find out a stat to see how many of those he has this year. Because, I mean, you know he's going to do it. You just didn't know when it was going to be in that at bat. No one saw that coming, and that brings up the top of the order. The tying run, Mitch Jebb. And Riku Nishida, who swiped some bases back in the first contest here at McKeon Park, proved to be really important for the Hawks.
To the speediest Hyannis Harbor Hawks out in the infield right now offensively. First pitch to Mitch Jebb, misses outside, ball 1. Coming into tonight, Nishida has 16 stolen bases. That leads the league.
His secondary lead is just insane.
And Jebb has 15, 1 behind Nishida. He's in the left-handed batter's box. Nishida on first, 1 gone, 1-0 the count on Jebb. Stewart deals, Nishida goes. Fastball, that's ball 1 outside. Throw down the second, not in time. Throw was a little short. Mooney had to scoop it to keep it in front of him. And Riku Nishida bumps up his stolen base total to 17. He's now on second base. So 2-0 the count on Jebb.
Well, we've seen for 2 consecutive games Falmouth catching throw-out batters. Saw Jacob Kozar throw out Ryan Lasko 3 times last night. As Riku Nishida's been granted time to tie his shoe because how fast he runs, sometimes the laces may come untied.
That guy flies.
He also just emptied about a pound of dirt out.
Yeah. That is a joy to watch right there, Riku Nishida. You know, everyone loves him too. He's a really nice guy.
I was telling Carter Bainbridge I'd buy his jersey when he gets drafted, whenever that may be.
Why not just buy his Hyannis jersey somehow in some way? Be a pretty cool snag. Nishida leads off second base. 2-0 the count on Jebb. Stewart fires. Fastball swinging a pop up left side, foul out of play, 2-1.
It's almost like when he reaches at first base, you just know he's going to steal. And a good throw from Cromwick on that stolen base might have gotten him. Mooney didn't even apply a tag, as you mentioned, just keep it in front of him.
Stewart working from the stretch. Righty on lefty duel. Peeks back at second, fires. 2-1, misses low. It's now 3-1 on Jeb, who is 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. That came in the third. He also grounded out to short in the first, but his loudest out tonight came in the 5th inning, flying out to Drew Brutcher out in right field. Has himself a big hitters count here, 3-1, with Nishida on second and 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. Doors up 3-1. Stewart fires. Too low. Ball 4. And Nishida's going to take advantage. He's running the third. That's a live ball, and Cromwick didn't even know. Oh, the play never ends, and it's case in point right here in Hyannis. Now the runners are at the corners. Heads up by Riku Nishida.
Now time is out.
Oh,
Whoa.
man. Got to keep your head on a swivel, right?
Oh, this dude's insane.
That's another
That's
stolen
18.
base. 18.
Wow. And you got to be careful here with Mike Sirota because he represents the go-ahead run, and we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. And this is the first real jam we've seen Stewart in all year. He has seen 2 runners on, but he hasn't seen the speedster Nishida over there at third. And another speedster, Mitch Jebb, over at first. You got 15 stolen bases at first, 18 stolen bases at third.
So it makes you think. He's stolen second. He's stolen third.
Oh, boy.
Does Riku Nishida steal home?
There's Mike Landry. I believe we saw Levi Wells warming up in that bullpen, but we'll see if they go to him.
If it is Wells in that bullpen, they are going to him. There's a new pitcher coming in for the Commodores. Runners at the corners, 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th. The Doors are up 3-1. And I believe it is Levi. Yes, it is. Yep. Let's find out what the Texas State Wildcat can do when we come back. 3-1 your score. Runners at the corners with 1 gone. And Mike Sirota coming up to the plate for Hyannis. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. All right, we got an exciting one here at McKeon Park. There are runners at the corners with 1 gone, I should say. The Commodores leading the Harbor Hawks by a score of 3-1. Josh Stewart's evening is done, and he paves way to Levi Wells, who is going to come on for a 5-out save if he can get through it. Texas State Wildcat who's 2-2 this season on Cape Cod with a 1.97 ERA, making his 8th appearance. He has 1 save this season in 13 2/3 innings pitched, striking out 17, walking 7. And you do not want these runners up in the infield right now. It's actually the Texas State Bobcats, excuse me. I never mess up nicknames, but I just
knew that
did.
one. I knew that
you
one.
knew that one. You knew that one. So now it's Mike Sirota at the plate. Righty on righty duel. Wells' first pitch, swinging a line drive in the right center field. Over the head of Nicholas, it gets down. Nishida comes in to score from third base, and it's a 3-2 game. The Commodores in front, but it's still Mike Sirota that grabs himself an RBI single. Mitch Jebb moves over to second base. Oh boy. It always comes down to the wire when we're here. We've only been here once, but still. This one's going to come down to the very end, isn't it, Logan?
Well, that run went to Josh Stewart. That is the first run Stewart has given up this year. But that's just how these games go against Hyannis. And here comes Cole McConnell, the center fielder.
He's in the 3 spot. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Righty on lefty duel. 2 on, 1 gone, bottom 8, doors up 1 now. First pitch, slider, swing and a miss, strike 1. McConnell's in center field tonight. He's been very active defensively. Eric Beatty calls him one of the best center fielders he has ever coached. It's Jebb on second base. Sirota on first. 0-1 the count on McConnell. Wells kicks and fires. Fastball in the outer half, strike 2. Wells has got to lock in here. Trying to keep Falmouth in front going into the top of the 9th inning. That features the top of the order coming up for the 6th time tonight. Wells shakes off Cromwell twice, taking forever to get a sign, and time is finally called. So Wells steps off the mound, now back on it. Righty on lefty duel. Wells has his sign, working from the stretch. Peeks back at second. Peeks again. Fires. Tipped into the glove. Strike 3. Levi Wells grabs himself a strikeout. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning with 2 on. And the Commodores lead by just 1. 3-2 your score over the Harbor Hawks.
Well, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. It was fantastic. And he's breathing a little bit more because he does not have a runner 90 feet away. So that gives him just a little bit of something just to play around with, attack the zone. You can't dance around batters on Cape Cod. You have to attack, and that's what Wells is doing.
Here's Christian Moore, right-handed hitter out of Tennessee. First pitch from Wells. On the outer half, strike 1. That was painted by Wells. Great pitch placement there by the righty. It was first team all Sun Belt this season at Texas State after making the move from Texas Tech. Wells comes set. Looks back at second and deals. Outside, ball 1, count even. Moore has been very clutch in the spring. When Tennessee was in the postseason, he kept the Volunteers alive against Georgia Tech and Campbell with a couple of clutch RBIs late. Trying to do the same here in Hyannis. Falmouth 3, Hyannis 2, 2 on, 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-1 the count on Moore. Wells deals. Fastball, swinging a shot to the right side, fouling out of play behind us. And it's now 1-2. There are 6, 7, 8 kids chasing for that baseball, and one of them comes out on top. It's always fun. I love coming to Hyannis just to see that.
Big open field behind
Big
McKeon.
open field.
A lot of room to run.
Let's find out if Wells can get out of this. Trying to help out Josh Stewart. And time is called. Wells taking a little bit long to find a sign. We've seen this in just the last at-bat, I believe, where it took him a little bit to find it as well. May have been in this one as well. 1-2 the count on Moore. Wells deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's how you do it. Levi Wells gets out of the jam, and the Commodores still lead, but just by 1. We go into the top of the 9th inning with the top of the order coming up. Mooney, Halter, and Pinckney. Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Carter Bainbridge with you here as tonight's field reporter on the Falmouth Commodores YouTube channel. We've got some more scores for you from around the league. Some news, good, and some bad news as well for the Doors. The game at Lowell Park finally polished off. The Orleans Firebirds took down the Kettleers 6-0. And the Harwich Mariners right now lead the Wareham Gatemen 7-0 at White House Field. So, two Western Division teams, one already lost, one may be on the way to losing, but a very dramatic ending just took place out at Doran Park. The Bourne Braves entered the 9th inning of that game against the Chatham A's, trailing 2-0 and just won 6-2 on a walk-off grand slam after tying the game. Guys?
Carter, unreal.
Wow.
Unreal.
Wow.
We
There's
were going
Grand
off.
Slam number 2 on Cape
Yeah,
Cod.
you said it earlier. We were coming off the air in the bottom of the 8th inning. I see 5 people to my right, and all of them working for the Doors, and I know all of them just freaking out, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. That was what was going on. First pitch to Jacob Walsh is fouled off for strike 1. 3-2 is your score. We are in the top of the 9th inning here at McKeon Park. To my right is Logan Safarenko, and to his right is Carter Bainbridge. I'm Trey Redfield. Glad you're with us. Coming down to the very end. The Doors and Hawks making it interesting. Ty Langenberg on the mound, and it's now ball 1 to Walsh. The count is even on Walsh, who has walked twice today. One came on a full count, and another was intentional. Walsh goes after the 1-1. He swings and misses at it. It's now 1-2. This season, Langenberg is 1-1 with a 3.37 ERA, making his 7th appearance. He's thrown in 10 2/3 innings pitched this season for Hyannis. 1-2 pitch, swinging a bouncer on the right side over at second base. Nishida has it, just flings it over to first easily for the first out in the 9th inning.
The catcher from Oregon, number 12.
He had a
Josiah
fine year at
Cromwell.
Iowa where he went 7-2, 3.71 ERA. Don't let that deceive you, but when you have a solid record like 7-2, that's something to be proud of. 63 innings, 28 runs allowed, 26 of them earned. He's only given up 4 home runs. Struck out 74, hit 9, allowed 16 doubles.
First pitch to Josiah Cromwell, fastball right down Broadway, strike 1. Langenberg is from Iowa. He's from Urbandale, just a little bit outside of Iowa City. The 0-1 comes in, misses low and away. Count even now on Cromwick, who has himself a couple of singles today. One of them being an RBI single that came at the top of the 7th inning. Langenberg's younger brother Noah is heading to northern Iowa to play football this season. He's going to play some ball in the Panther Dome. 1-1. Fastball misses just a bit outside. Ruiz left it there for a couple more seconds to make sure Jeffrey Kenny, home plate umpire, saw it, but no dice. It's 2-1 on Josiah Cromwick. He's got on base 3 times today. I mentioned a single. He also walked in the 4th. Langenberg is working from the windup. It's a righty-on-righty duel. 2-1. Slider finds the inner half. It's now 2-2.
That dropped Josiah Cromwell's jaw with that pitch.
That was nasty. Kind of a sidearm delivery coming from Langenberg. Standing at 6'3", 199 pounds. 2-2. Slider popped up in the middle of the infield. He's called off. Nishida has it, losing his hat, and he makes the grab for the second out. So 2 up and 2 down in this top half of the 9th inning. Drew Brutcher coming up to the plate, where his Commodores lead the Harbor Hawks 3-2. So righty on lefty matchup. Brutcher has himself an RBI single today. He got the first run in for the Doors, and he looks at ball 1 here in his 5th plate appearance. Comes from a baseball family. His dad, Ken, who coached him in high school, was drafted in the 1988 MLB draft by the White Sox. It's now 2-0 on Drew. Len was actually drafted in the 2nd round. Coach Drew at Lakeland High School. That's where Drew is from, Lakeland, Florida, where the Detroit Tigers spend their spring training days. As the 2-0 comes in, outside, 3-0 now. But how about that Bourne grand slam? Giving the Braves the victory at Doran Park over the Chatham Anglers. As the 3-0 comes in, fastball, knee level, strike 1. So still a hitter's count on Brutcher. Corey Collins is on deck. Nobody on, 2 gone in this top half of the 9th inning. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a high drive to left field, foul, and out of play, going to the left of the Hyannis bullpen. So the count is now full on Brutcher after being ahead 3-0.
I got to give credit to Ty Langenberg right here.
Payoff pitch. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. Langenberg sits them down in order. It's crunch time here at McKeon Park, the heart of the Hyannis order coming up, where Falmouth leads Hyannis by a score of 3-2. Wells is on to get a 5-out save here in Hyannis. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 9th inning. Doors up 3-2 on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Head into the bottom of the 9th inning with Patelli, Heppy, and Ruiz due up here at McKeon Park. Where else would you rather be? The Commodores trying to get back into the win column, trying to gain some ground on the Gateman. Wareham losing right now in White House Field in Harwich. And it's Patelli at the plate. Righty on lefty duel, first pitch. Fastball, swinging a foul ball off the screen. It's 0-1. So Wells, like I mentioned, coming out of the break in the top of the 9th inning on for a 5-out save. From the windup, he deals the 0-1. Too high and outside, count even at 1 now. Patelli is 0 for 3 tonight, down swinging twice, and led off the bottom of the 7th with an unassisted ground out to first base. Wells kicks and fires. Fastball at the knees, strike 2. The Hyannis crowd not liking it, but Jeffrey Kinney says I'll allow it. So 1-2 now. No on, no one gone in this bottom of the ninth. Doors up 1. Wells has his sign and deals. Fastball just a bit outside, now 2-2. Last time we were here, it was June 17th. The Doors lost in walk-off fashion off of a walk-off wild pitch in the bottom of the ninth. The 2-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, he got him. Levi Wells with 3 straight strikeouts. There's 1 gone in the bottom of the ninth inning, and the Doors lead the Hawks 3-2.
Hasn't that been his motto? Just attack and attack and attack. 3 punchies for Mr. Wells.
Falmouth looking for its first win at McKeon Park since June 27th of last year. Here's Rocco Pepe. He has a solo home run today. Righty on righty duel. First pitch from Wells. Too high. Lost command of the curveball. It's 1-0. Wells has a 3-pitch mix. He goes with a fastball, curveball, as well as a slider. The 1-0. Swinging a bouncer on the right side, over to second base. Nicholas has it, throws over to first, and he beats Pepe by 3 steps. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the ninth inning. Falmouth 3, Hyannis 2.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, batting for Pancho Ruiz, number 25, Jorge Corona.
So now it's Jorge Corona coming in the pinch hit. Coming in for Pancho Ruiz, who finishes with an 0 for 3 night. Corona comes out of Louisiana Tech, a rising sophomore from Miami, Florida. He hit .280 this season with the Bulldogs, along with 16 home runs and 62 RBIs. Right-handed batter stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Nobody on, 2 gone, bottom 9, Doors up 1. Levi Wells 1 out away from grabbing his 2nd save on the season. His first pitch to Corona. Fastball too low, ball 1. Corona only has 4 at-bats this season. He's 1 for 4 on the year with a walk. He's ahead 1-0. The pitch. Fastball too low again, now ball 2. Corona serving as the tying run. There are no extra innings. So still all the options on the table for the Doors. Win, lose, as well as tie. The 2-0. Fastball swinging a pop-up. Sky high left side. Mooney calls everyone off. Has a beat and makes the grab. Ball game over. Doors win. That is massive. Falmouth 3, Hyannis 2. The Doors gain ground on the Wareham Gateman in the Western Division here in Hyannis.
Oh.
Massive.
You couldn't have said it any better, and what an effort there by Levi Wells out of the bullpen. And Stewart did allow the run, but he was magnificent as well. Realistically, the only troublesome run from the Harbor Hawks today was that solo shot off the bat of Rocco Pepe. But the Doors gained some ground, not necessarily on the Bourne Braves, but on the Wareham Gateman, and that's most important.
That's huge. That is just huge. The Gatemen on their way to lose at White House Field against the Harwich Mariners, trailing 6-0. And if that result holds, just be 2 points behind Wareham. Falmouth now at 11-16-2 on the season with 24 points. The result holds in Wareham. It'll be down to 26, sitting at 11-14-4. Hyannis falls to 14-9-6. Malone gets the win, Voller gets the loss, and Wells grabs his 2nd save of the season, and it comes in 5 outs. How about it? Falmouth will take it, trying to bring some momentum into tomorrow, taking on the Bourne Braves, a team that walked off the Chatham Anglers tonight on a walk-off grand slam. It's going to be a fun one, and as the days count down on the 2022 season, it's up to Falmouth to just keep winning its games and staying in control of its own destiny. That's going to do it for McKeon Park. The Commodores squeak by the Harbor Hawks and steal one here in Hyannis by a score of 3-2 with Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge. I'm Trey Redfield. We thank you so much for joining us. It was a fun one tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it because we certainly did. Doors take it by a score of 3-2. This has been a presentation of the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We'll see you tomorrow.